AM, Tommy Boy on Talksport. Tommy Boy. Why am I such a misfit? The Tommy Boy radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up. Gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks straight out right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. When you grow up. When you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks straight out right now.
Does.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up. When you grow like up. Hell. You grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. And then you're gone.
Tommy Boy. And Ash is here. Good evening. It's Sunday evening, so we all feel a bit like that.
Yeah.
So straight to the human zoo, yeah, so it's like work and school and stuff in the morning, and we're all feeling a little bit agitatus.
Agitatum.
Unscreened and entirely at random. It began, well, not way back in the mists of time several months ago. It began really with folk ringing in and making points that had been missed in the debate so far, without having to go via a phone operator. You go straight to air if you're on the human zoo, and as long as it's clean and as long as it's lawful, you can say really what it's evolved into. You can do what you want to do, perform whatever it is that you've got in your mind. Keep it short, keep it clean, keep it lawful, otherwise we'll let you go. And if you're playing a piece of audio that you've prepared, it's a good idea to have tried it out with somebody at home first by maybe calling a friend, playing it to them down. Don't make it too long either. And it's also nice if we know what you're about. So maybe sometimes before you play a piece of audio in, just say, hi Tommy, Ash, I've got this, and it's, well, see what you think. You know, even that would just kind of give us a bit of humanity to tack onto the whole thing. Are you well, Ash?
Yes, I am quite well.
Pull down the switchboard and just sort of
see
if we can get a sort of a bead on how things are going to be tonight. Excellent. Line 1. Go on, my son.
Wasn't there a little boy who had his finger stuck in one? I don't really care. Well, yeah? My name is Michael Caine. Well, it's not. Anyway, so you want to let me hear the statement then? Well, I'd just like to speak to you about your Michael Caine. Well, as it happens, I'm very proud of my surname. It's Welsh, as is my father and his parents. After all, it's on your surname. Your name? Not if they want to live, no, they don't.
And the little boy grew up to become chairman of that other lot. 08704 20 20 20. BBC. The BBC. It's died, yeah. Terrible organisation, but anyway. Line 2, you're live on Talksport, Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Very well, how are you?
Yeah, fine. I'm just ringing up because I rang up last week and you said I was a bit aggressive, if you remember.
Well, I don't, but I'm sure you were if I said so.
Yeah. I was just wondering, is it okay to play something that's not so aggressive?
Oh, I see. Why not?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Oh, I see, he's playing this.
Yeah.
Ah. No wonder he was hurt last week then.
He's probably written this song out of all the hurt.
Out of ink comes forth art. I've always said that.
All the best art. Go through it.
I better be nice to him because obviously it cut to the quick. Do you want to give him a big beautiful?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, friend. Line 3, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hello there.
Disc jockeys are the worst human beings in the world. Now look, if there's some disc jockeys here tonight, you might be different. The disc jockey playing this record right now might be a great guy or gal. But for the most part, they're the worst. Now, this is not my opinion, this is a medical fact. So it's not... But a disc jockey's an amazing human. I envy him. There's something with his inner ear, the hairs are different, I don't know what. Harvard Medical School is studying the disc jockey's inner ear now. Whatever noise he hears, he can turn instantaneously into a compliment. It's a great thing to see. Boo, you jerk! Thank you, you're beautiful. I said boo, I said thanks. Whatever you say to him. I think your fly's open. It is a great day, isn't it?
Thank you for that.
American humour.
And line 4. Good evening, line 4. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Who's this?
Conflict kills mental energy. You love Mike Dickin.
Very good. And line 5.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, I was timing it. Hello?
Hello? Can I say something, Tommy?
Yes?
Down with gypsies and travelling folk.
Well, the first thing that you said is definitely contentious, although you can get away with the second thing that you said. I'm not going to explain why.
These travelling folk, they live in caravans, they're the scourge of the earth. Up with the carbuncle crew.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? You can say travelling folk, Ash. Have you checked the handbook lately? You can say travelling folk, but you can't say gypsies.
Travelling folk.
Travelling folk you can say.
Yes. Travelling folk is acceptable.
Say.
But, you can't say that other one because it's breaking Rule 47.
Line 6 is on, humming the Archers. I like it. Go on, fella.
Ground Presser, welcome back. Sinister. Goodbye.
We could do our own version of the Archers, couldn't we? On Talksport, and it wouldn't be an everyday story of country folk. It would be an everyday story of convicts.
Yeah, of the common man.
Hello, Mary, I'm home. No, you're not, Geoffrey. You're in Belmarsh. You'll have to be brief. I'm with the President of the United States. No, you're not, darling. You're in there with Fingers McGee.
Ronnie Biggs.
Nah. 08704 20 20 20.
He's listening tonight.
Oh, for sure.
He loves it. He used to phone in. I think he was Mr. Table.
You know what? If we put more people away, there'd be more fans of radio because that's all there is for them to do. 60,
but they don't come up in the figures, apparently.
No, but when they're out, they do because they get into the habit of listening into the radio when they're at Her Majesty's pleasure.
And they'll make other people listen as well.
They spread the gospel when they come out.
They'll be scared to tune it into something else.
That's right. They go out to people in the pub and they say,
"Put it on Talksport."
Yeah, all right.
And they go, "Oh yeah, okay, Charlie."
You'd be worth going inside for, you would. Line 1, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Evening.
Good evening, Tommy. It's the Themester here.
Hello, Themester.
I've got a little theme for you, and I was inspired by a caller last week to the tune of Fireball XL5.
Ah.
I phoned up Mike Dickin. He cut me off the air. I asked him how his health was, and basically he went spare. Tommy, you love Mike Dickin. You know that it's true. I know to turn on Mike Dickin. Yes, Mike Dickin. When I hear his voice, it always makes me smile. Ian Collins smells of wee. He also smells of poo. Mike Dickin doesn't like nutters. He knows they're from the zoo. With his enthusiasm, I could run a mile. We all love you, Mike Dickin. Oh, Mike Dickin. It's you, yes, you, oh, Mike, you are a star. Thank you, Tommy.
Far out, Themester. That's definitely the best so far.
You need to work the ending out. I think the song needs a better ending.
But you know what it gained from? It gained from the performance. With no music.
No music.
Bald.
You could mix that in nicely with a beat.
And a sort of a kind of a tentative delivery. But at the same time done with no nerves, no fear. Fantastic.
You could hear the fury in it.
Oh, yeah. Great show, too, Fireball XL5.
What?
I much preferred the Jerry Anderson earlier stuff.
Is that the one where it wasn't puppets?
No, it was puppets. They were in space. It
what
was
was
a
it
spaceship. Fireball XL5.
Oh, never. Why haven't I heard of that one?
Well, it was early doors, you see. And again, there was a bird in it. There were always women. There were lots of women. There was lots of stuff going on, apart from in Thunderbirds. There was only Tintin. Was it Tintin?
Tintin.
But Stingray was strange because Troy Tempest had this thing. He had an Earth woman, and he also had a fish woman, and it was clear that he and the fish woman...
Was the fish woman sexier?
Aquamarina. She couldn't speak.
Did she have a fish's tail?
We didn't actually get to see very much of her because she was always dressed in quite long skirts.
Well, did she walk?
Yeah, she's walked in that sort of hoppy way that they do.
So it could have been on the tail, hopping on the tail.
But it begged a number of questions.
Yeah, well, that's the main one, though, isn't it?
Certainly. We go to line 2. Good evening, line 2. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo, taking calls live, unscreened and entirely at random, and we don't care how Sunday nightish they are because it is Sunday night. Hello.
From Brule presents Renee Saville, Jimmy Saville, Private Eye. Me and my sidekick, Jeremy Beadle, were having a friendly game of strip bingo when we interrupted from a call from Chester H., the English ambassador in Finland. He informed us that a monkey man was terrorizing the villagers. We flew that on the double. When we arrived, Chester greeted us with a free rich tea biscuit. Germany was amazed at the gesture of goodwill, but I had other matters on my mind. Give me a description of this monkey man, I said. Well, Chester replied, he's 5'9" and full of hair. What is his means of transport, I asked. Chester answered, a mobile library. Not a mobile library, I gasped. Chester was grieved. Take me to the ransacked things, I said. When we arrived, we found the shack had been trashed. On the door, the initials FH. What could it mean? I entered. A girl was crying on the floor because her mother had been covered in green guns. From that moment on, I vowed revenge on the goddamn monkey man. In the corner, a tape thing. It was making the sound of cock crowing repeatedly. I knew I had heard that sound before. Later on, as I was sipping my pop and milk, it hit me right between the eyes.
Hang on.
I let go my glass of my cigar.
Hang on, line 2. No, hang on. No, hang on. Wait. Hang on. Cease.
And come to a cease.
He's going to carry on.
I think it was a tape.
I think it was, but it's on distort. It's because his mouth's too close to the microphone.
I was going to say.
It was quite interesting, but I can.
You went on a bit.
You and I have got it on quality headphones and stuff, but there might be people driving along or listening in their bedrooms, and if it's muffled, then you can't understand all the words, then you get a bit lost. And I
think he's back now.
Is he? Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it was very good, but it was a bit muffled.
Oh, I'll finish it off, but a bit more better quality, yeah?
Did you record it?
Yes.
What sort of a microphone did you use?
Oh, just a basic one.
Your mouth needs to be further away from it. That's all.
Well, only 20 seconds to go. Can I try it?
Well, it's not going to be any different, is it, if it's already been recorded?
Bit of foam over it.
It'll be better this time.
Well, how can it be if you've already recorded it?
I'll put the phone away from the speaker a bit more.
No, but that won't muffle it, because when an electronic recording comes out, it's not got air distort on it. I'm not going to go into too many details because I'm getting lost myself.
Oh, go on, just 20 seconds.
No! God, don't people want the earth?
Some people.
Honestly. 08704 20 20 20. Now listen, starting tomorrow, we're playing 4 seasons of sport with John Smiths. And somebody is going to win top tickets to all these events. Listen to this. England versus Australia at Twickenham in the autumn. Barcelona versus Madrid, I'm guessing, but that's probably Real. Now that is just the greatest football derby in the world. That's in the winter. Baseball with the New York Yankees in the spring. Me up to the ballpark. Fantastic. And the men's singles final at Wimbledon next summer. Now that is a prize. That is a prize. You need to listen to the No Nonsense Sports Breakfast all next week with John Smiths, the paint that's pure silk in a glass. The No Nonsense Sports Breakfast all next week. England versus Australia at Twickenham, Barcelona versus Real Madrid in the winter, baseball, New York Yankees out there, Yankee Stadium, and the men's singles final, that is, at Wimbledon next summer. You're tuned to Talksport.
1. Listen to the Sports Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. on Talksport. 2. Answer some questions about golf. 3. Win a series of unforgettable golfing holidays in Scotland at Gleneagles, Troon and Turnberry, including flights from Ryanair. That's the name of the competition. Win great golfing holidays in Scotland, the home of golf, tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. with visitscotland.com/golf.
This is the AA. If you don't want to ring round to find car insurance yourself, you can make just one call to us. We'll search through a list of leading insurers, and we promise to get you our lowest quote. There's no way we can prove this in a radio ad, but trust that we will do it. Why? because we will. Call AA Car Insurance Services, 0800 444 777.
In and out and in and out and in and oh, in again. Right leg to the left, left leg off. Feel that burn.
Mike Dickin does current affairs because he can't do aerobics. Mike Dickin in the morning. Essential current affairs and conversation. Tomorrow morning from 10 on Talksport.
Tommy Boy, Human Zoo.
And Ash is here.
All right, man.
08704 20 20 20. On a Sunday night, we give the phone operators, phone producers, researchers, people who vet screen calls, ask you for your details, check what you want to say before you go to air. And don't misunderstand me, that's great radio, love phone-in. But on a Sunday night, with everybody feeling just a little bit on edge, because they don't want to do whatever it is you're going to have to do tomorrow. No. So you feel a little bit radical.
Yeah.
Well, on Sunday nights on Talksport, the Human Zoo just allows you to express that. And gain some comfort from the fact that millions of other people feel the same as you do. So we just take calls as they come.
Absolutely, 100% unprocessed.
Allow people to do whatever it is they want to do, as long as it's clean and lawful. We also invite contributions, audio contributions, either a cassette or a CD or a mini disc. If you want to post it in, I'll give you the address to write to a little bit later on. But what most people are doing, and I'm pleased about this because it does cut down on business, is MP3 them to me, email style. Okay? All you have to do is email me at Talksport and I'll email you back an address that you can use to send a file attachment. You'll have to convert your audio into MP3, and then it's just a file that sits on your PC, and you just click it and send it as an attachment as if it was a Word document. Keep it down to about 30 seconds, if you can, and it can be on whatever, you can be expressing whatever it is you want to express, but don't send me, if you're an up-and-coming band, don't send me loads of tracks of your normal stuff, because that's not really what the Human Zoo is all about. I have enjoyed some of the music that I've been sent, but we won't be playing any of it because it's not quite Human Zoo, at least not as things stand.
But most of it makes you angry anyway.
What?
The music anyway.
Oh, God, it does, yeah, so it bilge. Did I say I liked it?
Yeah.
Rubbish. Line 3. Line 3, good evening. You are live on the Human Zoo.
Right. Are these guys concentrating on any particular area in the city?
Now, we're getting complaints from all over town. I have a hunch they're concentrating right here.
And nobody will talk?
No, I tell you, Frank, without a witness, we're dead.
I think we're just going to have to get our own evidence firsthand.
I don't understand, Frank.
Let's say a new merchant moves into the neighborhood, opens up a shop.
Okay. A new merchant moves into the neighborhood and opens up a shop.
Excellent. A native gun, fantastic. Oh, or is that the TV? Police squad, yeah. 08704 20 20 20 is the number.
Hello, super.
Hello, is that the bootmakers?
Yes.
Oh, super. Right. I've got two bets that I want to put on, and I just want to know what the odds are for them.
Yeah.
Okay, will you able to look them up for us?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, the first one is for Prince Edward to marry Dale Winton by the end of this year.
No, nothing for that.
You're joking me. I'd say that's a certainty. Okay, well, I've got a second one.
Yeah.
Right, Brooklyn Beckham is going to be chess grandmaster by the age of 5.
Yeah. No, I haven't got any.
Have you got any on Brooklyn Beckham?
No, no.
What about Prime Minister by 2010?
No, no.
You're joking me.
No.
All right, okay then.
Okay.
See you. Bye.
I've had a computer crash, so I can't credit everybody who sent in bits of audio. So thanks for whoever sent that one in.
Some guy from Manchester.
Yeah. And we'll play some more bits as the Human Zoo develops, is the right word, rather than progresses. Line 5, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi.
Reptile Productions presents an unclassical ship jump. I can't find the button on my mobile. Here we go.
Oh dear.
If he meant that, that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent, fella, if you meant it. Yeah, top notch. Nice, brief, to the point, clear, good gag, slapstick almost.
If you meant it.
Line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello there.
To the point, clear, good gag, slapstick almost. Line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello there.
Well,
Hello.
I'm not going to, sort of get arsy or panic, because you don't. Not on the Human Zoo. Somebody's listening off the radio, and they should be listening to their damn phone.
You'll panic if you don't. Not on the Human Zoo. Somebody's listening off the radio, and they should be listening to their damn phone. You'll panic if you don't.
Delay system's working.
Well said. If you're phoning the Human Zoo, what happens is you'll get through. You'll hear some messages from Talksport with information. You have to keep listening to the phone. You can have the radio on, but not so loud that you can't hear the phone. You want to be listening not to the radio, but to the phone. And then when you hear me say, hello, you're on, or line 6, anything, when it changes to what appears to you to be radio, then you're on the radio. Just go for it. Your microphone's on. You're faded up. I'll just put line 1 on and fade line 1 up, and let's see whether they're sleeping in the knife drawer. No, they're not. Hello, line 1.
Dave Duval comes in at 25 to 1. Thanks very much, Tommy.
Not at all. Oh, Dave Duval comes in at 25 to 1.
Who's Dave Duval?
He won the Open this afternoon.
Oh, well done to Dave.
Yeah, David.
Well done, Davey boy.
He's somebody who wears glasses, sunglasses all the while, and he says it's because he's got a medical condition, but he just makes him look cool. Yeah. He doesn't want to be accused of being a bit of a plonker because you don't really need them in Lancashire, even at this time of the year.
No.
Flashy sunglasses. This is line 2. Good evening, line 2.
You have make Deckens zero tired. Down Vessel 2, Teamster 1.
Make it as clear as you can, though, please.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
No, there's a lot of mumbling going on.
Yeah.
Too much mumbling.
More eloquence.
Yes, just attack. Speak as if you were talking to that deaf auntie who smells a bit. Line 3, you're on the...
bakes cakes.
Inevitably.
Hello, this is Ivor.
And talks to you as if you're 7.
Hello.
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 Where's Tom Burke?
It's just east of Kilbride.
No.
What?
He's in Australia.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
It's hard to tell sometimes whether people are doing funny voices or just mumbling. Thank you for that. Line 4, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello.
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 This is Bird. Oh, I sleep in feces.
No, I'm sorry.
I couldn't understand that.
Right. If everybody else is going to be completely and utterly mouthful of mothballs this evening, then so shall we be, right?
Yeah,
All right. Hello?
Tommy?
What? Yeah?
Tommy?
Yeah?
Did you have money on Duval?
Was there money on Duval?
Yeah.
Really? Nah.
I thought you would have.
Oh, really? No. Langer.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I thought you quite liked Duval, though.
I rolled the part there, but I thought he would like an Lynch course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, D.
Yeah.
Tommy?
Yeah?
You know, like, at Talksport, do you have, like, the Christmas parties?
No.
Don't you have them?
No, I'm going to talk properly now because you can speak.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Didn't they?
I think there is some... Their photographs are circulated, but I've never met anybody who's actually in any of them.
They're digitally put together.
Apart from that girl who doesn't work here anymore, but she still comes every year.
That's right.
You never met Andy Jacobs at the Christmas Talksport party?
I've never met Andy Jacobs at the Christmas Talksport party.
Kissed him under the mistletoe?
No, I've only ever kissed one Talksport presenter, and I'm not going into detail.
That was Gigi Salmon.
It wasn't, sadly.
It was Laurie.
No. You're not going to get it by process of elimination.
It was Ali Bowman.
He's right off track, isn't he?
Yeah, you're actually barking up the wrong gum tree, Cocker. Yeah.
I'll give it some thought.
I would. See you.
And I wouldn't want to see you.
Your whole being listens.
That's good.
The words, black shrouds that close over your ears. You are utterly alone. And deep down in a back room of your brain, there remains one question. What would you do
if you met a cow at night on a country lane.
Very good.
Well, that's actually a good point, because people think cows are harmless.
Oh, God, they're not, are they? Have you ever been in a field and they started to come towards
They
you?
all come to you.
Oh.
And then they stop all around you, staring you out.
They come towards you. You're in a field. You think, well, cut across here diagonally. The cows are down at the other end.
And if you stare at them too hard and too long...
You're chatting away and you're trying to avoid the cow pats as they dry.
Yeah, no.
And suddenly...
They're coming at you with
coming at you.
With their hooves.
In a very purposeful way, but they don't seem to know why.
Yeah, man.
They're both purposeful and yet purposeless.
And they are heavy, heavy beasts.
Cows are very heavy beasts.
And together, as one big, massive cattle, you're nothing.
They're like sort of British hippopotamuses.
Hippopotami.
Thank you. Line 1, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hi, Tommy.
Hey.
Have you ever heard, you've heard Whaley and how he has a go at Ash, haven't you?
From time to time?
Yeah, well, just listen, man.
Gymnastic. I am like I am. Oh, shut up. It's a compliment to be told you look like me. Oh, shut up. I'll come in there and I'm going to whip you. That's right. I'm going to whip your big, I see the future, furry face. You're lucky. I mean, you're very lucky. Would you be quiet for a few moments? Privilege. Yeah, man. It's a privilege. Oh, shut up. Don't use that language. Everyone. Oh, don't use. I just like the feel of them. I've never had women's bones. Shut that up. You're going to continue to interrupt me on my own show, because if you do, I'm going to come and smash your glasses. You got it? You can't. Shut up. Oh, shut up. Be quiet for a few moments. Shut up.
Yeah, man, you see the treatment?
That's appalling, isn't it?
So I'd like a copy of that tape for my solicitor.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and also, I think if Ash came back to Birmingham, in an open-top bus, there'd be crowds of people like when Villa won the European Cup in 81.
Do you think so?
It'd be a ticker tape job.
It would, really.
Thousands of people in Birmingham city centre.
It's wrong.
I'll let the mayor know when I'm coming down.
Yeah, I'll write him a letter, Ash, right?
If you would.
Yeah, see you later.
Thanks, Bubba.
What a nice man.
Lovely.
Lovely man. What's the pirate thing between you and Whale?
Pirate thing?
Is there a part? I've been getting lots of audio.
No, I mean, what do you mean sea shanties?
Dedicated to you with a piratical theme, and it's not something that we've explored on the zoo. So.
No, it's something I do, a particular thing of mine, one of my musical styles that I'm into at the moment is the sea shanty.
Caller sent you in a sea shanty.
Yeah, so that's a very beautiful thing, and I think they actually made it.
Human Zoo listener.
For me.
MP3'd this to me. Email.
Yeah, it's,
What is this?
I don't know. I think he's composed this.
Oh, I think it's Fiona.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
No,
the intricacy of it. I mean, do you see what I mean about sea shanties?
You can taste the salt.
Oh, that's cool.
That's lovely.
That is the point.
The roller coaster comes over the hill.
Yeah, and dips back in.
It's an amalgam of that rugby song, which we shall not do the words to, and Messing About on the River.
Well, I don't know about rugby songs. I don't do rugby.
Hairs on, hairs on,
see, I know.
Hairs on,
hair.
Brilliant.
Hair on.
And we've got a good pirate.
Hello, Wall Street Constable Good.
Line 5.
Start this week with a letter from Mrs. Cook of Stevenage.
What tremendous value the BBC licence fee is. I wish all the critics would stop whining about it. I would willingly pay £400 a year for mine.
Mr. Tully of Sidcup writes,
£32 for a TV licence? It's a disgrace. It's far too low. The BBC provides, it should be at least £400.
Well, there you have it. This week we got a flock of letters concerning the test card. Miss J of Putney says,
Well done, the BBC. Another winner.
Mr. Pittman of Camberwell adds,
The test card is quite magnificent. It justifies the licence fee on its own. Personally, I think the fee is far too low. I willingly sell my house for all of it.
But this wasn't everybody's Captain's point of view, Mr. Mulligan of Roehampton called to say,
I think the BBC is a load of
well, there we have it. I think you're a load of old crap too, Mr. Mulligan.
Very good. Thank you for that. Line 5. Excellent. You're tuned to the Human Zoo on Talksport. We just open the phone lines and take stuff as people see fit to send it or perform it or say what they want to say. Because it's a Sunday evening, quite a few people are feeling a little bit on the edge because nobody likes the thought of Monday. Even if you haven't got work or school or college or whatever tomorrow morning, you still feel a little bit that way inclined on a Sunday night. And as Ash pointed out when we were having our meeting on the veranda, it's a particularly sort of unsettling Sunday evening. The weather,
very strange.
It's both warm and yet not hot. It's close. There's moisture in the air. There's a wind.
It's dry.
Yes.
There's a dry rasping sensation on your throat.
It's very unsettling.
Most. Yeah.
Let's rush to line 6 and say good evening, line 6. You are on Talksport's Human Zoo.
It's 4 a.m. in New York City. Temperature's 31 degrees. Humidity 82%. We'll be bringing you the best of musical sounds these next 38 hours. See, it's 4:01 in New York City. And, temperature a little jump there, 106 degrees. Humidity is 0. Oh, the hair in your nose kind of dries out, doesn't it now? And I'll do with my engineer. Right on.
American humor.
It's good, yeah. We won't take all of it, but about 30, 45 seconds of stuff like that is absolutely topping.
What did it mean?
Well, it was just some surreal stuff. He was doing stuff about musical sandwiches. And you don't have to actually get it to tell that it's slightly funny, and it makes you feel
a musical sandwich?
Well, that was one of the phrases that I picked out. There's not a lot of comedy on the radio, you know.
No, there isn't.
These days.
These days, no.
These days.
I mean, it's not since the rationing stopped.
Careful, because I've discovered something. If you say these days on the radio, and it's any kind of a phone-in program, you get phone calls from people who want to go on about nowadays.
And the old days.
Yeah, about how things are going down the pan.
Well, yeah.
You know, and how things ain't what they used to be, and don't know where it's all coming from.
Pans aren't what they used to be.
Pans aren't. We were talking about that earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
Pots and pans.
Amazing.
Scrivens. Let's go to line 1. Evening, line 1. You're on the Human Zoo. Welcome to Talk Sport.
Dear Tommy, I sent you an email but you didn't reply. In fact, I sent you 2 because I know you're a cool guy. I sent 2 MP3 clips back at all them. You must have got them. It probably did change it from web or something. Sometimes I get excited when I'm recording clips. But forget it, man. Fuck's enough. How's Ash? Last thing I heard, the man was pretty short of cash. They told me bullshit when you told me you were taking his wage. And that's his religion for more than a cage. I read about your ability to win hunts of the year. I was mad like you, so I went shooting some deer. The shooting deer counts me down after a fright. For example, take class Sunday night. If you didn't want to talk to me about issues, you didn't have to, but you didn't have to cut me off for that stupid man on line 2. Anyways, okay, this man, take me back just to chat any night. This is Mike.
That's pretty damn good. I thought that was pretty damn good.
Nice, yeah.
Couldn't get all the words, but you don't sometimes need all the words. If someone's singing, the voice just becomes a musical instrument.
There's nice syllabification.
Yeah, there were some good lyrics in there. The ones you could pick out. Thank you for that.
Good, man, yeah.
Let's go to line 2. Hey, line 2.
You've snogged Wincy Willis. 3-1 nowadays.
I nearly snogged Wincy Willis once, that's true. I didn't,
really?
But I nearly did.
Well, how did that happen?
I'm not going into details. We were on a train. We were on a train all the way from Manchester down to London together. She's a fine woman. We're both single at the time, I think.
What's she doing now, then?
I should imagine she's got a cottage somewhere with lots of animals. I see her with a llama.
Really?
In the garden, out in the outhouse. Line 3. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Sydney Longley, are you there? Sydney Longley, are you there? Come on, Sydney Longley. Gary Longley, are you there? Hello, Tommy, are you ready for the funhead? Lubba-dubba-dub-dub ding-dong, wickedy-dee-ding-dong, wickedy-gickedy-ya-cha-cha, da-da-da-da-da.
That was good. Who do you think was the last person? When was the last person christened Frank in this country? Because there aren't any Franks now under the age, I would say, of about 37.
Yeah, no.
32. I'd like to know Who is the youngest Frank? And not middle name, out of deference to Grandad.
Are you saying Frank?
It could have been
When
Sydney.
you say Frank, you're not saying Franklin.
Well, he said Sydney, you see, and you do get girls called Sydney nowadays, and so that's different.
I like Sydney.
Sydney's a good name. Yeah. Sid's a great name. Sids are always a laugh.
Is Sid come back, is it, yet? For blokes.
There's a lot of Sid's baggage handlers.
It's about time.
Heathrow. But it is. But I'm just wondering, who is the last bloke called Frank? And Reg. Because it's happened.
Reggie.
It's happened, but...
Reginald.
Yeah. Who is the youngest Reginald in Britain? It'd be interesting to know and how they've dealt with it down the years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it can cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems.
A lot of flack. You couldn't play junior football.
No, well, you can't play football if you've got the wrong name.
You could be Frankie. But that's how you see the England team has changed, hasn't it? Because there used to be Alberts and Stanleys.
Nobby.
Stan Bowles, not up until that long ago.
Yeah. There'd always be a player called Nobby in the team.
There was.
Every team had to have Nobby.
Nobby.
Yeah.
08704 2020 is the number. It's the Human Zoo on Talksport. On a Sunday night, we just take calls live, unscreened, and pretty much at random. And we also play bits and pieces of audio. The stranger, the better. If they're inexplicable, then we find them explicable. Do you understand what I'm saying on the Human Zoo? It's just a reflection of the way most people feel on a Sunday evening. That's all it is. It's entirely driven by people who call the show, and nobody shapes your call. You don't get told, well, you can say that, but I wouldn't say that. You can just do what you want to do. Or, of course, if the switchboard is solid, then whilst you're waiting in the queue, you can email us. Talksport.net is the website, and there's a button there which says email the show. Click on that and you'll get a little email form. Keep your comments down to a paragraph or so if you want them read out on air. We read them all. We can't read them all out on air, but we certainly read them all.
And nourish them.
And cherish them, yes.
Yeah, but we nourish them.
Oh, we nourish them.
You know, that is... Because you can't... If you just read it, you wouldn't...
No.
What would happen?
We gain succour from them.
Yeah. We suck them.
Gain succour. 08704 2020. Who's on his way to Fulham, I heard, surreally.
Who?
Succour.
Is he? Oh, is he?
But not David Succour.
It's a weird...
The other one. Hanek Succour.
Hanek Succour.
This is Talksport.
You're listening to the radio by yourself. Everyone else is living a perfect world, and you're stuck listening to the radio by yourself. Look, try the Talksport singles connection. It's the easiest way of finding someone in your area who's sitting there right now in exactly the same frame of mind as you. Call 0870 243 6907 and leave a few details about yourself and let the system do the rest. It's easy. There's no obligation, and it's totally confidential. Just call the number 0870 243 6907. It works. 0870 243 6907. Calls charged at national rates.
I've just been looking at the motorbike ads in Exchange and Mart. Heartbreaking stuff. This one here, BSA, same owner for 40 years, reluctant sale, I'll bet it is. Look at this photo, Triumph Trident 750. Pregnancy forces sale, all-wheel swap for estate car. Gotta feel sorry for him. Think you're screwing them down on the price, of course. Exchange and Mart's bike section every week. However hard it is to sell your bike, it'll still be easy.
On 1089 and 10:53 a.m. Talksport.
Tommy boy.
This is your assignment.
The hatred of a nation against an impish has-been.
Tommy boy, throwing a bone to the yapping dogs
on Talksport.
Yeah, Whaley's show tomorrow should be very interesting. He's meeting this guy who reckons he can travel through time, or he knows how to do it at any rate.
Yeah, I mean, this guy does travel regularly through time.
You've got a theory about time travel?
Well, my theory is, because I've done my own sort of research, is that you can travel backwards. I mean, that's not too difficult. I don't believe that you can go forwards in time.
Well, the way I see it is, since time is going to be here...
particles.
Well, since time is going to be here forever, then at some point in the future they must eventually learn to travel through time, because they'll be able to do anything. You see, so they are coming back.
No, they're not.
So they're here now.
No, they're not.
They are here now.
Well, they're not, are they?
But
so that proves my point.
But if they don't invent time travel until humanity has evolved to the point where we don't even have any matter,
Not even like mushrooms?
No, we're not. We don't have any matter at all. We're totally, like an energy or a spirit, sort of, invisible.
Like
we have no form.
A whisper.
We have no weight.
A whistling wind.
We're invisible. We only exist as pure conscious thought.
Of who?
Of us. We are pure. We don't need arms, legs.
We're like a sparkle.
We can't be picked up by any of the primitive detective mechanisms that we have, such as our eyes or our ears, at this moment in time.
Yeah.
But 20 billion years in the future, when we're pure thought, we'll invent time travel. Because they'll be able to do anything.
Well, that'd be easy then, wouldn't it?
And then they'll come back.
Because you'd be so small.
Exactly. But they have come back. And they're here now, watching.
Who is?
Us.
You mean little particles?
Our descendants.
What, in like aerosol cans?
I'll tell you why, because, you know, like people like to trace their ancestry. I'll shut up in a minute.
Yeah.
You do. You like to go. You like to find out. You like to find out where your great-great-great-great-grandfather was born in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
And he was a butcher. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they'll be the same in 20 million years' time. They'll want to find out who they're descended from.
Yeah.
That's right. Because
they won't care.
They will.
Why?
Oh, it's just interesting.
They're just electrons.
So they're coming back.
Care about that?
What they're doing is they're coming back to trace their ancestors, and that's us. See, so they're coming back to see who their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great, etc., grandfather was, and it's me.
I see. So what you're saying is,
they go, we're descended from that orangutan.
It's a very interesting concept. What you're saying is, in the future,
yes,
people will want to look back, and they'll be able to go back because of the technology, and you'll be able to go and see which monkey you came from.
They will. Which amoeba.
And they'll be able to tell us.
Yes.
By use of their special machine.
They will no more be able to talk to us than we can communicate with goldfish. Because the gap...
Have you ever tapped on the window of a goldfish?
You get precious little by way of dialogue.
No, but it makes them angry.
Precious little by way of actual dialogue.
Yeah, but the fish gets, gets a bit juddery.
Do you know the one about two goldfish in a bowl? We'll go to the lines in a minute. Now, in fact. Do you know the one about two goldfish in a bowl?
No.
Which one's called Bob? You do.
No, I don't know.
The one in front, because the one behind is chasing after him going...
It's not bad, yeah.
We go to line one. Good evening, line one. You're live on the Human Zoo.
Mumbo, 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 5-1.
Mumble, mumble. A mumble call. Thank you, 5-1. Line two, you're live on Talksport Human Zoo. Hello.
A gin and orange, a lemon squash, and a scotch and water. Long live 40 Towers.
Please! Yeah.
They're remaking it in Germany.
Did you read that?
Yeah. But they're not doing the German episode.
No. And Manuel is not a Spaniard.
What is he?
He's a Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be right.
Line three, you're on Talksport Human Zoo. Hello there.
Hey, it's me again. It was only 4-1, but it's now 5-1.
Line four, good evening.
Right, to me.
Hello there.
Right, I want to big up a few people.
You want to beat up a few people?
Yeah. I want to big up my brother Ray.
Yeah, I would.
Mate Daniel.
Yeah.
My mate Daniel, Colin Gary.
Pound them.
And...
Good evening, line five.
Sausages. You're welcome.
Sausages?
Yes, sausages.
Sausages, where's that come from? Sausages. Line six. Welcome to the Human Zoo.
Oh, hello. This is Cyril the Wasp, Zoo, and I'm eating a finger of fudge. Good night.
Powerful imagery.
Hello, Tommy.
Evening.
Evening. Can I speak to Ash for a minute?
Well, he's just slipped out to get the emails because the printer for our email mechanism at Talksport is in a slightly different part of the building. So you can hang on.
Yeah, it's just a question I wanted to ask him about James' show on Wednesday, I think it was.
Wednesday of last instance.
Yeah, oh yes.
Ah. Well, if I put you on hold, caller, what's your name?
Nick from Tunbridge Wells.
Nick from Tunbridge Wells. I'll just see if I can... There. Okay, you stay there, Mick. And... Oh, wait a minute. Ash is in the... Okay, Ash is speaking to me in my headphones, but... Yeah, hang on. Mick, are you there?
Hello, Ash.
No, Ash can't... You can't hear Ash.
No.
Oh, I'm trying to put my headphones onto the microphone.
All right.
Yeah, so... Can you hear him now, Mick?
Not yet, no. No, I can only hear you, Tom.
Can you not hear him there?
Oh, yeah, I can hear Ash now.
Okay, I've got the headphones over the microphone, so I can't hear either of you.
Right.
So you can go ahead and have a dialogue.
Right, Ash.
Yeah.
On James's show last week, I think it was Wednesday, you had a guy in talking about spiritual healing and all that, and there was 3 stages. Can you remember that? 3 stages of healing. One where you wish the pain goes away.
Yeah.
The second stage was you imagine the painful part, using that part. And there was a 3rd stage, and I can't remember what the 3rd stage was. Can you remember what it was?
I can't remember.
He doesn't listen to James much.
I'm in a meditative... I remember that bit, but I was...
He's in the zone.
Yeah, I was so meditational.
He's concentrating on the audio, which is his job.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I can't... Give us a ring tomorrow.
Yeah, ring him tomorrow.
James might remember.
Ring James. James might remember. He pays more attention to his show than Ash.
Right.
Very attentive.
He listens to almost all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Tommy. Good
Fine.
show, mate.
Yes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And to line 2. Good evening, line 2. Thank you for your patience.
No problem, Tommy, for it is I, the Flangmeister.
Ah.
I am here with my Flange minion.
Praise you, Meister of the Flange.
Now, I would like to dedicate this call to someone very special in my life. Although you are very special to me, Tommy, as you well know, I have a dedication for my friend Will, who is just came out as gay recently, and we'd like to give him something.
Steady.
No, he actually has.
Well,
and
steady
we're very
anyway.
proud of him. And this is the song. This is for Will. The CD broke.
Take it easy. Got some rubbish there in the mumbling background. Interesting thing, Gay. Did you know now that the very younger generation of the younger generation now use the phrase to mean pathetic? Because my youngest son, he was watching somebody playing tennis. I don't know, it might have been the hen man. No, it wasn't the hen man, somebody else. And I said, what do you think? He said, oh, he's gay. And I said, he's gay. He said, no, Dad, it means pathetic nowadays. Oh. Interesting. It also helped cover our tracks on that one. Line 3, good evening. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Very low level caller. Line 4, good evening.
You love chicken tikka. By the way, I'm the themester again, and that call was donated to my mate Jordan McFall, whose birthday it is this week. 5-2.
And line 5, hi.
Take these chains from my heart and set us free. You've grown cold and no longer care for he. Now you laugh, for she's gone, while the heartache lingers on. Take these chains from my heart and set us free. Take these tears from my eyes and let me see just a spark of the ash that used to be. If you love somebody new, let me find a new ash true. Take his chains from my heart and set us free.
Superb. Thank you. Let's go to line 6. Good evening, line 6.
Talk with Alan Partridge. Alan, what do you think happens to you when you die?
Well, certainly buried, or I imagine in the old furnace, isn't it?
I thought, what if you're buried at sea?
You don't drown. You sink.
Do you think you go up and down in the water, or just down?
Well, I imagine you go with the gases in your body, you probably rise and fall a few times.
How many times?
Half a dozen.
Where are you getting this from, Alan? Half a dozen times up and down in the water. Well, you're a bit of an expert about this, suddenly.
So it's just that when you die, I'm not going to go into detail, but your body sort of ferments. You have a carton of orange, you leave it for a while in a warm place, it sort of expands with the gases, and it's sort of a bit like that.
How much orange is there in a dead body?
Half a cup.
Half a cup of orange inside a dead body?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, Alan, carry on. I just want you to think about that as you're doing this.
I'm Alan Partridge, and this is Golfing Action.
Sevi Ballesteros, the bullfighter,
That's what I call him. Technically, he's a professional golfer. A friend of mine said recently, what do you get if you cross a ballerina and a bastard? Ballesteros was his answer. I guess you analyse it, that Sevi combines the qualities of both those animals. He has the lithe sophistication and nimbleness of a ballerina, combined with the hard-nosed, ruthless thuggery of a bastard.
Ash returns from the email machine. All right, fella?
Yeah. I haven't browsed them at all, though.
Well, I've got somebody claiming to be Frank.
Careful.
No. At age under 18, but I think it's a spoof. Not a great spoof either. Chris Curry says he thinks that curries are edging it, kebabs are full of germs. I don't wish to comment or be drawn into the very concept. And Terry Hall has emailed from Bracknell, who says he's got a Scouse mate at school whose name is Frank, and he's 17. Frank Eggleton. So there, Tommy. Well, okay.
Yeah, but was he christened Frank?
That's a good point.
Because he could be Francis.
Francis.
Or what's the other one?
Yes.
Frankster.
Yes.
You know.
704 20 20 20. Let's go to line 6. Good evening, line 6. You're on Talksport.
Happy birthday to Finster and Jordan from Thursday. 7-1.
Okay, I'm going to put a stop to this football scoring thing because it bores me.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I
don't mind people trying to get through more than once, but I want a better contribution than that. That's rubbish. That's tedious. So don't do that anymore. Thank you very much. That was being authoritative.
It doesn't count if it's not a good bit of audio.
It doesn't count unless it's worth hearing. Yeah. Otherwise, it's rather
foolish.
It's rather
abuse.
Disappointing. It's an abuse of the privilege that we have extended to our listeners. Let's go to line 1. Good evening, line 1. You're on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Hello. Can you hear me? Headquarters. Come in, headquarters. This is Officer Klein. We use codename. Headquarters, come in, please. This is codename. Hardhead. Hard hat. Give me that. Hello, reading dispatch. This is codename Hard Hat. Codename Hard Hat. Do you read me over? Was that Hard Hat? Hard Hat. Codename Hard Hat. Do you read reading dispatch? Hey, got something for you, Hard Hat. Hard Hat. Hard Hat. Do you understand? Hard Hat. Radio dispatch. Do you know who this is? Who is this? This is Sergeant Sedinko. Well, you know who this is? No.
That's from, do you remember Cheech and Chong?
Yes.
That was Up in Smoke out of the film.
Very good.
That was the actor who played Mike Hammer.
I'll tell you what I miss is, I've only ever seen it twice, Kentucky Fried Movie. There's some very funny sketches in it.
Early 80s.
And it wasn't,
late 70s.
You used to be able to get it when Blockbusters was just a sort of a cheap little, there were 3 of them in the whole country, you could rent it out then.
Yeah.
But you don't see it now, and it's
had
never
that
on.
Trailer at the beginning, didn't it?
Yeah, it starts with a trailer. And there's that kung fu sequence, lasts about 17 minutes, which is brilliant, where the guy does the shadow boxing. Anyway.
I watched that illegally.
And the ending of it is very sexy.
But it didn't affect me.
08704 20 20 20. Paul Oxenham has emailed from Exeter. He says that he sent a sonnet by Edgar Allan Poe, which we might get a chance to read out a bit later on. He says it's a straight swap for the Ivor Cutler, jump in one at a time.
Really? Because they rip each other off sometimes, poets, don't they?
No. He's asking. He's saying he sent us the poem.
We send him the.
Could we possibly play? Should we do it after news and sport? Yeah.
Let's do it after news and sport.
Ivor Cutler's Hold the Barrel Steady. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. The Human Zoo on Talksport, taking calls live, unscreened entirely at random, and hoping to reflect the way the nation feels on a typical Sunday evening. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here.
Mr. Gray, the court has heard your claim for compensation, that since living next door to the Swedish girls' hostel, your privacy has been compromised.
9 and 10:53 a.m. Tommy Boyd on Talksport.
Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time.
Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. Olden days when times were hard, we filled the barrel with water. We added brine from Preston pans, then stripped our son and daughter. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. Hold the barrel steady, then jump in one at a time. We stuck an apple and then we sat down for our tea and left them standing bare. Hold the barrel steady, then jump in one at a time. Hold the barrel steady, then jump in one at a time. Now in you go, our children, they did as they were bid. Left water and fastened on the lid. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. We shed some tears, be sure of that. Our stomachs were like lead. We'd better have some more, she said, then we went off to bed. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. So if your purse is empty, your cupboard it is bare, just pull the clothes right off your bins and stand them on a chair. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time. Hold the barrel steady and jump in one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Franklin McDougall emails from Rushton. He's 18 to 24. He says, I believe I have 2 points that have been missed in the debate so far. 1, ooey ooey ooh ah, twing twang, walla walla bing bang. Excellent.
Good point.
Good point.
What was the other point?
There isn't one. And this is on a serious note. Katie Jules has emailed from Sutton, 18 to 24. She says, I'm upset. I've just seen a video called Faces of Death. And in it, I saw blah, blah, blah. I won't repeat what it was she saw because it will give people the image. And she says, I'm really sad. What do you think of these videos being shown?
Well, I know about that video.
Yes.
A lot of it's fake.
Is it? Oh, there, Katie. A lot of it's fake.
Yeah.
That's good, reassuring words.
Yeah.
But people, there were too many pictures in the papers today and yesterday of the protester who was killed in Genoa. And I was good. This time round, I made myself not look at them because it would only have given me funny dreams. People should be... There was a picture once in the paper, I'm like, oh, now I've thought of it. That's something that happened during the war. And I wasn't going looking for it. I just turned the page of a broadsheet paper, and there it was on page 17. And I had no idea why it was in the paper still, but the image will haunt me for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
And people should bloody well think before they go sticking images around that people have no option but to notice one way or another. 08704 2020 is the number. Let's take some more calls on the Human Zoo. Live and completely unscreened. Line 1, hello?
Hello, Dave. That's Dave.
No, I think you've got the wrong house.
Okay, Dave there.
No, there's no one called Dave here.
Okay. Dave, my wife would like to use your toilet.
No.
Very good, thank you.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
What is the meaning of this?
Who cares? Joe Frawley's emailed, am I at 12 the youngest Human Zoo listener? I should think there and thereabouts. A lot of people staying up for a thing called Invasion tonight, Ash. You may not know what that's all about.
Is it a wrestling thing?
It's a huge wrestling thing. It could be the greatest night of wrestling ever in the history of wrestling.
Is it going to be, what's his name, Screaming Steve Austin?
Everybody.
And the British Bulldog.
What it is it's like you've got these two enormous schools of wrestling. Well, like
WCW and WWF.
WCW have merged with ECW, and then you've got the other one, WWF. WWF is run by a bloke and his wife, and ECW, I'm going into detail.
No, that's good.
They're run by the son and daughter of the husband and wife who run the other one.
Really? In real life?
Totally Shakespearean. It's like Lear and Macbeth and the whole thing all muddled up together.
And this is the first time they've had a battle against each other.
And the two lots are all going in there against each other, and there's going to be... And I'll tell you, the cutest match-up for me, right?
Yeah.
The top referee from WWF. You know the guys who are totally innocuous?
Oh, they're having a fight?
Yeah.
Excellent.
The top referee from WWF and the top referee from WCW. Because what happened, there was a match going on about 2 weeks ago, and the referee, I forget which one it was definitely reffing it in a biased way.
Yeah.
So the ref from the other lot came running in and gave him a thump, and then they ended up sort of, kicking in the fight and gouging in the mud and the blood and the booze.
Yeah.
And so they decided to make a proper fight of it, which is going to be fantastic.
Well, often they're failed wrestlers, aren't they, referees?
They're picked specially to be small to make the wrestlers look even bigger.
Yeah.
But they've got this a difficult job to do, which is to pretend that they're trying to stop the guys punching each other. They keep, going, no punching and let him go and cut that out.
Yeah.
And nobody takes a blind bit of notice. So that's tonight, anyway.
Dangerous game.
And you can watch that whilst you're listening and enjoying Charlie Wolf. We'll be with you from 1 on Talksport, he added, professionally there. 08704 20 20 20, or you can email us, talksport.net. Click the button that says email the show. Hi, line 5.
Excuse me. Yeah, I wonder if you could help me, please. I want to buy a gramophone. What? Gramophone.
I don't think we've got any gramophones here, Grandad.
What's that?
That's a 3-hour automatic cut direct drive turntable, unless I'm very much mistaken.
What's the difference between that and a gramophone?
For about 30 years in a plastic cover, do you think?
Well, I'd like one of these, please.
You sure?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Right, well, as you can see, it's got all the speeds. It's got 33 and 45.
Yes, what do I do with my old 78? What do you say? Nothing.
You said, what about my old 78, didn't you?
No, I didn't, honestly. No.
All right. So, you got your deck.
Right.
Do you want a Dolby with it?
Yes, please.
Dolby with tape recorders, Chief, all right? Do you want an amp?
No, I won't.
You won't hear anything, Grandad, without an amp, I'm afraid.
Of course, yes, I want an amp.
Yes. All right, what sort of output are you looking for?
What sort have you got?
No clue.
About medium?
How many watts exactly?
Well, I should think about 3. No, 2,000. 500.
So you know all about it now, do you? So you want a 30 watt amp?
A 30 watt amp. Do you want speakers?
Nope, very good, thank you.
That was good,
That was good. 08704 20 20 20. Line 6, you're on the Human Zoo, welcome.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello there.
Can you answer a question for me, please?
We'll try.
Why does Charlie Wolf look like a horse?
08704 20 20 20 is the number.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
I'm on.
You're on.
Yeah, last week your favourite drink was Guinness.
It is, still.
No, it's still. Ooh, now, I hope it's not Guinness cold.
Extra cool, if you don't mind. You want to get your facts right before you come up here
I know.
complaining and trying to tell me anything I don't know about Guinness.
So you like the extra cold one?
Extra cool.
Extra cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can't have it extra cool. You've got to have it at the temperature that it's the normal one. Guinness original.
Well, I like it cool because, A, you can pour it without the extra weight. All right?
Yeah.
You see? A lot of bar staff don't realise this, but you don't need to pour it 3/4, leave it for a minute, come back and top it up. With out the cool tap, you can just pour the full pint, and then you can get your head down.
Well, that's all the fun of it, like, waiting the 2 minutes.
It's not the fun of it. The fun of it is drinking, my friend. You're an amateur. You're a complete amateur. If you think the fun of it is waiting for the drink, then I'm afraid you and I are never going out to share a few sherbets.
That's all the hype, isn't it? The waiting.
Load of old rubbish. What a load of old rubbish. The joy of it is drink.
See ya.
Do you know what I think would be a really good invention would be if, and this will happen in future, when you receive an email from somebody, all right, and it gets printed off, it's impregnated with their fragrance. Wouldn't that be fantastic? You see, I've got several in front of me that have come.
Well, I don't know. It might not be good. You know, some of the people that email.
Some of them you can just tell that they've still got spittle on them.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do, you know.
I'll just read this one out from David Jackson in Sheffield. because I mentioned on Friday night that two former colleagues of mine passed away this week. One, a senior journalist called George Fitch, who was a brilliant broadcaster and a great journalist, truly great journalist, and also a guy I worked with on the South Coast in Variety in the mid-70s, called Arthur Worsley, the greatest ventriloquist of them all. And they both went this week, and I just thought well, apart from anything else, it just surprised me at what a strange, eclectic time I had of things in the 70s, working with such a diverse pair. But anyway, David Jackson, this has stuck in his craw, so he's emailed this from Sheffield, and he's aged 50 plus. I'd bet he is. Goes like this. Arthur Worsley appeared many times on television before you were born. On Sunday night at the London Palladium. So wrong again, you self-opinionated liar. Yes, a liar. You have never held a teaching certificate or held a pilot's license. You are immature, and both you and that four-eyed, ugly-looking Yankee alien should piss off to America together with your spotty kids and ugly fat wife, you MFSOB! You see what I mean about it coming complete with the sort of fragrance of spittle?
That would stink of bile. and
oh dear.
Putrid
and
armpit.
it's signed yours faithfully, Jackson. Fantastic. One of the great things about, I think that the email facility means that crime, aggressive crime, will begin to drop in this country, because instead of going out and being unpleasant to people like that can send emails and get stuff off their chest.
Yeah.
So, there's not going to be so much road rage, and there's not going to be so much keeping small boys' footballs when they come over into our garden, whether or not they've broken the heads off any of the roses. There's going to be less of that anger, which men, particularly aged 50 plus, are prevalent to, because they can send off emails, get it off their chest. Fantastic.
You're right about that.
I'm always right. Which brings me to the email of Carl J., who's 18 to 24, from London. I've been listening for ages now. I was just wondering, is there any subject that you don't consider yourself an expert on? And B, if so, would you continue to correct people even if they know more than you on that subject? Yours faithfully, Carl J.
You've got a bit of a gap in knowledge on 15th century Gatto. You don't know,
I'd still lock horns with you on it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't stand a chance.
Another day, another show. 08704 20 20 20. It's the Human Zoo on Talksport. It's a Sunday night, so that's why you feel like that. Thankfully, the Human Zoo gives you an opportunity to realise that everybody else is in the same boat as you. Somewhat hacked off, because Monday's inching closer. This is Talksport. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here.
I could never stop worrying. I had so many loans, debts, monthly bills, payments for this, payments for that, but some of my friends never seemed to worry about money at all. They were all in debt to some extent, but hadn't let money worries get on top of them. I asked what I should do, and they told me about Dial for a Loan and how I could reduce my monthly outgoings by up to 70%. Thanks to Dial for a Loan, I've cleared all my debts with one low-cost loan. I even have enough money left over each month to enjoy life a bit more, and I don't worry. Dial for a Loan offer a free no-obligation service. So if you're a homeowner, call free on 0800 915 0011. That's 0800 915 0011.
Loan secured on property and subject to status. Written quotations available on request.
It was my accident. It should be my compensation. Why should I share it?
So call Tort Legal, because win or lose, you won't pay us a penny. And Tort Legal lawyers have already recovered millions for accident victims.
To register your claim, call 08000 19 64 64.
Tort Legal!
It's only fair you don't have to share.
Bloomberg Radio, the definitive guide to the latest form on all the markets and all the money. Bloomberg Radio, the UK's only radio station dedicated to keeping you in touch with the latest financial news that moves markets. Bloomberg Radio, across the UK on national digital radio 24 hours a day. Bloomberg Radio.
If you never saw Tales of Mystery and Imagination, or Tales of the Unexpected, depending on whether you're Ash
it's real, mate.
or me, then you won't know the opening sequence, which consisted of this very eerie music and the silhouette of a beautiful naked woman dancing.
Sort of like one of those Hawaiian women, a bit like that.
Oh.
But more mystical.
In silhouette, and it was so tantalising. I was 9 when I first saw Tales of Mystery.
Was it?
And it was on a Saturday night.
No, that wasn't. I mean, that was different though.
No. The old doll's been doing it for ages.
Yeah, but that was a different. They didn't have the dancing naked woman then, did they?
Well, as I remember it.
No, you're thinking of the 70s version, Tales of the Unexpected.
I'd go back to the early 60s with Tales of the Mystery and Imagination.
I don't think that had the woman doing the thing. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I thought that was just Tales of the Unexpected.
Maybe my memory is fuzzy on this one.
I think so. Like rhubarb and custard.
The number of evenings I used to nod off to sleep there in my little single bed in the box room, just imagining her at the foot of my bed.
Yeah, doing silhouetting moonlight.
Baby! You're tuned to the Human Zoo on Talksport. Let's go to line 1. Somebody's humming along. Hello, line 1, you're on.
Well, that was an excerpt from the controversial and some would say scurrilous new British picture, The General Synod's Life of Christ. The film deals with the rise to fame and greatness of a humble carpenter's son named Jesus Christ. But many people have seen in the film a thinly disguised and blasphemous attack on the life of Monty Python. Python worshippers claim the film sets out to ridicule by parody the actual members of Monty Python. Men who, even today, are worshipped and revered throughout the Western world. Now, Alexander Walker, what did you think of the picture?
Well, I was appalled. I mean, I actually find it deeply offensive that in a country that is still ostensibly a Python-worshipping country, that a 14-year-old child can actually get in to see this film. I mean, there is little enough proper Python around these days without parading this distorted garbage about.
Bishop, you directed the film. Did you expect this kind of reaction?
Well, I certainly didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Very good.
Yes, I did direct the film, and I feel as though I must emphasize at this stage that it is not about Python.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a Pythonist myself, but obviously I have a tremendous amount of respect for people like Alexander who are...
Oh, come now, Bishop. I mean, the leading figure in this film, was it Jesus Christ? I mean, it's quite clearly a lampoon of the comic messiah himself, our Lord John Cleese. I mean, even the initials, J.C.
I must explain to you, the Christ figure is not Cleese. Oh, come on. He's just an ordinary man who happens to have been born in Weston-super-Mare at the same time as Mr. Cleese.
Jonathan, you know as well as I do.
He is mistaken for the comic messiah himself by vast crowds of people who follow him about, doing silly walks, shouting, no, not the comfy chair, and other slogans from the good book.
No,
excellent. Superb. Thank you for that. Very funny. Neat. Clever.
Yeah.
I like comedy if it's funny, but if it's clever.
It's clever, wasn't it? I mean, was that Monty Python did it?
No, that was not the 9 o'clock news. That was
very clever.
You know, big fella Mel Smith
and Griff Reeves
and Rowan Atkinson. But it's clever. If you can be funny and you can make people think, you know, they've got a good point there.
Very clever.
Because there was that hoo-ha about Life of Brian, which I believe is still banned in some American states for being Antichrist.
And Guatemala City.
Is it Guatemala?
Yeah.
Again?
No, just Guatemala City.
Just Guatemala City.
General Guatemalans rioters.
A lot of people don't know, you know, where London ends and the countryside begins, and I should think it's probably the same with a lot of big cities, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow. So, you see, when I was a boy, I wasn't sure whether I was a Londoner, because I was born and brought up in a place called Hounslow, or at least more or less near as Feltham. And I was never sure whether I was a Londoner, but now it's almost central London now. Well, London just sprawls out forever. Have you been to Guatemala? Or did you just...
No, I've never been there. No, but I do know a lot about it.
No. Yeah, I've been to Mexico City, and it just never ends. You're just always in Mexico City.
End.
No, it doesn't. The only way to get out of Mexico City is to fly. And
Well,
even
that's
then, even then, you seem to be flying over Mexico City for hours. You look down below and there's still shacks, and it's still sort of like Greater Mexico City.
And who is the king of Mexico City?
A very good question. 08704 20 20 20. I don't think it's been a republic for longer than. I think it's always been a republic. They've never had a king. They've never had a king in the whole of America. What?
A republic.
What, Mexico?
Yeah, I mean, no, it is. Yeah, I'm just laughing at the concept
of the Republic of Mexico. They're playing tonight, Chile. It was 1-0 to Mexico last time I looked. Yes.
I should be hot there.
Line 2, you're live on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
My name's Auntie Pat from South Hams Radio.
Hello, Auntie Pat.
Hello, Auntie Pat.
Good evening, line 3. Welcome.
Hello.
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 Hello. I'd like to do a few things, Tommy.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to ask you if you know anything about Corinthians.
Corinthians?
Yes.
Well, do you mean the sports persons or that bit in the Bible?
I'm talking about the sports figurines.
Yes, Corinthians, yes. Noble Corinthians. A little?
They're small football figures. Do you know of them?
Well, no, Corinthians are people who, for example, didn't believe in penalties because they thought it was unfair. Corinthians were sports people who believed in playing sport for the sport rather than trying to win.
What, did they have a free kick on the edge of the box?
When they were awarded a penalty, they would just pass it to the goalkeeper.
Corinthians are football figurines.
No? Well, maybe.
No, that's Sabutia.
Yes.
No, Corinthians.
Which is Latin for fruit cake.
Corinthians.
No,
I have over 200 Corinthians.
It's Latin for inhabitants of Corinth.
Maybe so, but they're also small football figurines.
Well, I don't know anything about the figurines, no.
No,
I don't know
they're
that.
excellent. On another note...
Another note.
You can't confirm that.
No.
Pigeon Pope Productions were singing you some songs last week. Can I sing you another one?
Okay.
Okay, it's an old-time classic. Are you ready? Are you?
Yes.
We're never ready.
Okay, then. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. I do hope that doggy's for sale. Do you like that, Tommy?
Where have you heard that? Because the only reason I know that is because there used to be a feeble show on a national radio station on a Saturday morning, which used to play songs like that every other one. They'd play a hit, and then they'd play a song like that, then they'd play another hit, and then they'd play The Little Bubble Car.
Everyone knows that song.
I'm not sure, but my Nana taught me that song.
Your Nana taught you that song?
Oh, yes. Would you like to hear another one of my Nana's classics?
No, that's all we've got time for this week, but I'm very grateful for your contribution.
Okay, then. Good evening, Tommy.
Good evening, sir. Because songs like that must not die.
And they never will.
Did you remember The Little Bubble Car? Somebody should do that again.
Oh, the bubble car, yeah.
You remember the bubble car?
Well, it's sort of been done again, hasn't it?
Has it
That
really?
Smart car. You seen those little funny songs?
Yeah.
Not really a bubble car, but
the song. The song about the little bubble car.
What you talking about, Tommy?
The little bubble car came. You don't know it?
No.
So you didn't listen to Junior Choice, did you?
Well, what year was that?
This was through the 70s.
What, early 70s?
Ed Stewart used to do it before he got Crackerjack.
Crackerjack.
Hey.
Well, no, I mean,
and he
I was around the 70s.
And Right Said Fred, and it was the only place on the radio.
Right Said Fred.
And a ladder with his crowbar gave a mighty blow.
Right Said Fred.
Was he in trouble? Half a ton of rubble.
See, I didn't, at home, I didn't do Listen with Mother and that. No, we didn't do that. I was watching Bod, Finger Mouse.
It was the days before Saturday morning television, and it was in the lull.
No, I wasn't around then.
It was in the lull between Saturday morning cinema.
Yeah.
You know Saturday morning kids cinema, which I never went to.
Sorry, I can't help you.
It goes back a long way. And then there was Saturday morning telly. But in between, the only thing there was Ed Stewart. We used to play a thing called Junior Choice. And for a couple of hours on a Saturday morning, the format was dead set. It was silly song, hit from the top 20, silly song. When I say silly song, I mean things
Hokey
like...
Cokey.
No, not quite that silly. The Runaway Train. The runaway train went over the Hoonshy-Baloo. Stuff like that. Songs which are quite good.
Catchy.
How much is that doggy in the window?
I don't know.
And, daylight come and it was too loud, man. You do that quite well. Do you know that song? There's a hippie in the band, you see.
Yeah.
And the lead singer sings, it's too loud, man.
It's too loud, man.
I'm sorry?
It's too loud, man.
What do you mean, like that's how the song goes? Like, it goes like, it's
too loud, man.
Well, like, what do you want me to do? I mean, do I stand over here and try it again?
Lower it down a bit. I'm still too loud, man.
Well, shall I go outside the door? And then the guy goes, cool. It's very you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I do remember Stu Pot because of Cracky Track.
We're not going to cut it, though. We're not going to do our version of it. That's what sad people do in broadcasting. Put a record out.
Yeah.
08704 2020. It's the Human Zoo on Invasion Night on Talksport, or you can email us by going to the website talksport.net and click the button that says email the show. Let's go to line 6. Hi, line 6. You're on.
Magpie Productions presents a unclassical ship jump, which is muffled. Oh, here we go.
Very good. Someone paying attention to the fact that too many people don't make themselves clear when they come on the Human Zoo. I like it, a parody of that. Let's take a piece from a TalkSport Human Zoo fan, which has been MP3'd to us during the week. And this, again, is something in association with Ash's professed interest in piracy.
Well, not really. I mean, I just profess an interest in...
nautical things.
Well, sea shanties.
Sea shanties?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this is a homage.
Blast your scupper, you barnacle-bitten landlubber! Come down here and fight like a man! It's clear sailing ahead for our precious cargo. Would that be the hot pants, sir? Aye, the hot pants. Now, be there any living varmint as aims to try to tame me? Avast, yes, scurvies come!
I don't recognise all of it.
I don't know what it's about.
It's very nicely put together, but
That's the voice of Bugs Bunny.
Is it?
It's, what's his name? Who was it that did it?
There's a clip from The Simpsons, it's the lighthouse one, where the ship, Homer doesn't replace the bulb in the lighthouse. He runs away to the lighthouse, and so the ship is shipwrecked, and the precious cargo of hot pants is washed up on the shore of Springfield, and they party. Hot pants.
Yosemite Sam. Hot pants.
Did you ever get to go out with a girl who was prepared to wear hot pants on the date? Oh, baby.
But I mean, hot pants would be beautiful.
Oh,
aren't they?
They're fantastic. Especially with little turn-ups at the bottom. Hey! Oh! So you have a moment to think about that.
Should drink to it.
Hot pants.
Hot pants. Pants of all sorts.
Mostly hot pants. 08704 2020. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi, Line 2.
Take good as well.
Thank you for that. And Line 3. Good evening, Line 3.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's another pigeon poop classic for you, Tommy. Okay? Okay?
No, I'm making up my mind. If you've been on before, I want to make rules on the Human Zoo, but I get a lot of emails from people saying they can't get on and asking how it is that some people are able to get on more than once, and indeed on some occasions twice and thrice, and it isn't fair. So I'm going to not make a rule, but I'm going to suggest that if you make it through, then leave the lines clear for people who keep trying. I think that's only fair. I prefer that. I'm not going to make a rule of it. I don't want to make rules. I hate rules. There's enough rules in life. But if you get through, then sit back and listen and enjoy the rest of the show and see what other people can do. Because if you're dialing all the time, then you can't hear what's going on. And you might get sort of left behind with the way that Human Zoo is evolving. If it is evolving, of course. Let's go to Line 4. Good evening, Line 4.
I went to the smoking room, but no one was there, so I asked David to leave. My name is James Dyke. I know my nan and my father very well, and they're not gay.
No. Interesting thing to have a gay father, I imagine. But you haven't. Line 5, welcome to the Human Zoo.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
Hello. I must be quiet.
Why?
Because I have to be.
Okay.
I think that you love the Queen Mother.
Luckily, I didn't understand that. Good evening, Line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
Hello, sir. Remember me? I'm the man you thought I'd never be. The boy who you reduced to tears. The lad called Thingy for 6 whole years. Yeah, that's right. My name's Bob. The one who landed the pop star's job. You told Luke don't touch the kid who wouldn't amount to much. Well, I'm here, and you're still there. With your fake sports car and receding hair. Dodgy fire trousers that you think are smart. Married to the woman that teaches art. Married to the life, married to the school. I want to sing and dance, sir. Now who's the fool? Sing and dance. You thought I was balmy. Settle down, Thingy. Join the army. And who are you to tell me this? The dream I want I'll have to miss. Sir is God. He's been given the right to structure lives overnight. Now I know life's true path. Tanks and guns. That'll be a laugh. No, not me. I'm a mega civilian. I won't lead my life riding pillion. But thanks for the advice, and I'm sure it'll do for the negative dickheads just like you. As for now, the different weapon. Stage and screen is about to beckon. And here I sit in first class. Bollocks, sir. Kiss my ass.
Bloody hell. Did you hear that? You were out at the email machine then, weren't you?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh. I don't know.
What was it?
Well, I don't know if it was an original thing. I think it might have been, or if it was something that perhaps lots of people recognised, but...
What was that then?
We're not recording off air, are we? No.
Yeah.
Well, you hear that?
I will. What was it then?
Well, it was, I don't know. It was a guy that... It started off eerily with a little piano. Boom, boom. And then a fella said something, and he performed it. And the lyrics... And I'll tell you this, there won't be anything more powerful than that anywhere on any radio station in the world this calendar year. That almost made me cry, and it made the hair go up on the back of my neck. It was a thing about teachers, and it was bloody brilliant. You got it?
I'm just searching.
Ash was away from the...
let's have a look, see what's on.
He was away from his workstation at the email machine.
Hello, sir. Remember me? I'm the man you thought I'd never be. The boy who you reduced to tears. The lad called Thingy for 6 whole years. Yeah, that's right. My name's Bob. The one who landed the pop star's job. You told Luke don't touch the kid who wouldn't amount to much. Well, I'm here, and you're still there, with your fake sports car and receding hair.
It's Bobby Williams.
Dodgy fire trousers that you think are smart. Married to the woman that teaches art. Married to the life, married to the school. I want to sing and dance, sir. Now who's the fool? Sing and dance. You thought I was balmy. Settle down, Thingy. Join the army. And who are you to tell me this? The dream I want I'll have to miss. Sir is God. He's been given the right to structure lives overnight. Now I know life's true path. Tanks and guns, that'll be a laugh. No, not me. I'm a mega civilian. I won't lead my life riding pillion. But thanks for the advice, and I'm sure it'll do for the negative dickheads just like you. As for now, the different weapon. Stage and screen is about to beckon. And here I sit in first class. Bollocks, sir. Kiss my ass.
Bloody hell. God, dear, that was so good. Who was that? Robbie Williams?
Robbie Williams, wasn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've heard that before?
No, but...
But you reckon it was?
The voice.
Was it?
Yeah.
What is it?
And he said at the beginning, my name's Bob.
He said his name's Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was stunning. Jeez. That was stunning. That's for everybody who's ever been to school.
I think that was an original thing that Robbie Williams has just... he obviously listens to the zoo, and he's just written that for the zoo.
That would be good. That, well, whatever, however.
He's playing it live.
It was... It was huge. That was huge. Thanks to whoever that was. Line 1, you're live on Talksport Human Zoo. Hello there.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
I said, I think you love the Queen Mother.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yes. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hello. You can't stop, Pidge, when the little red robin goes bob, bob, bobbing along, along. There'll be no more solving when he comes bobbing along. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Wake up, get out of bed. When the little red robin comes bob, bob, bobbing along. You can't keep down pitch for long, Tommy, you slacker.
I'm not sure. I'm getting second thoughts about some repetitive callers. I don't know what we do about it. I'm not happy about it because it pisses a lot of people off who can't get through at all. So how do they do it? Have they got some sort of a system or a technique or a machine?
They must have a system which...
Well, it threatens the whole show. I'll tell you that now. It threatens the whole show. If people keep trying to get through and get through more than once, and it happens on a regular basis, then I'll do something else on a Sunday night. And I'm not pissing around because it's boring. It's the only thing that bores me is people who are just doing it because they want to count up the number of times they can get on. And there's only half a dozen people.
It's like graffiti, you know, it's bad graffiti.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it because it's not fair on other people, that's all. And it's outside of the spirit of the thing. It's just being selfish. So don't do it. Don't do it. I mean that. Line 3, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
Talksport Singles Connection, Company Optimum, McBride speaking.
Yes, steady.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't understand a word of it, luckily. Line 4, you're on. Hi.
They're back in action. Been away for 8 weeks. Loved by the public, written off by the critics. They've been with the likes of Mike Dickin, Man with Stick, and the Killer Tea Cozy. Back with a vengeance. Now it's time
for the comedy double act that is Mr. Table and Mr. Chair. Hello, Tommy.
Good evening.
How are you on this fine evening?
Get on with it.
Right. Tommy. Hey.
His health is not
Tommy,
in question.
We have a story with a question at the end of it. Now, I was watching UK Gold one evening, and on that programme, there was a programme called Family Fortunes, and it was a very good game. It was the Tompkins family versus the Butterworths, and the question was something you associate with Freddie Starr. And Vera Butterworth and Benny Tompkins went up to the mic. And there was silence for a moment, and then Vera buzzed in. Something you associate with Freddie Starr?
Is it comedy?
And then Benny Tompkins went up to the mic and said,
"Oh, that'll have to be Hamster, my son."
Hamster. Now, I was quite puzzled by this. I would have thought comedy would have been the top answer. But it was Hamster. Can you explain why? Because actually I heard that Freddie Starr ate a hamster from my uncle Trevor, and so I wondered if that was true, if Freddie Starr did really eat a hamster.
Well, no, he didn't eat a hamster. Of course he didn't eat a hamster. It was a bloody good headline.
Yeah. It was a good bit of publicity. I think it was Max Clifford, actually, yeah.
08704 20 20 20 is the number, or you can email the show by going to the website talksport.net, click the button that says email the show.
It wasn't Max Clifford that ate the hamster.
No.
I think
he didn't actually eat a hamster.
No.
Somebody came up to the restaurant
for a little bit. That's
and had their hamster with him, and he put it in between 2 slices of bread, and for a moment went to eat it, and that was it. But it made a great headline. That was all.
Yeah. And it was good publicity for the guy, wasn't it?
Mike emails from Malvern. That's better.
Right. Was that like a pirate? Was it?
I don't know.
It sounded like a pirate. Like.
I don't know. It just says, I can't remember it all again. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Have you ever done a streak?
A streak? No. Have you, Ash?
A streak of what?
Have you ever done a streak, caller? Caller's gone. I've never done a streak. Too unoriginal for me.
No. And cold. What's the point? Why would I want to do that? I've often thought I'd like to run on the pitch and get the ball, and during a match, And, you know, dribble past them and score.
No, I do dream about that, yeah.
You just think, I could get on and just do that.
I could do that. Yeah, who's Glenn McGrath? 08704.
Drummer with, Dollar.
Great band. Let's go to line 1. Good evening, line 1. You're on the Human Zoo.
What does anyone want but to feel a little bit more free?
Well, very good. I mean, he's right about that.
08704 2020. You're tuned to the Human Zoo on Talksport.
This is the sound of a car crashing at 35 miles an hour. Here it is again in slow motion. That strange sound is the passenger hitting the windscreen. That weird sound is his head fracturing. That crack is a leg breaking. And that's the sound of a seatbelt being fastened. Think. Always wear a seatbelt.
All right, Harry. Ain't seen you in donkeys. You do know Chainsaw Charlie's after you, don't you?
That's why I've been keeping my head down, innit?
What you gone and done then, eh?
Nothing. All Charlie said was get rid of it.
What, a body?
No, his endowment policy. How was I supposed to know you can sell him and get up to 35% more? I just surrendered it, didn't I? Now he's after me. Says I made him look a right mug.
You trying to tell me that you never heard of AAP?
No, of course I have. Well, I just panicked.
Well, I think you're going to relive that experience, my old son. Look who's just walked through the door. Harry, you better not surrender your policy without talking to AAP. Tell him, Harry.
Call AAP on 0845 222 1967.
Louder, Harry.
0845 222 1967.
It's been financial.
AAP are regulated by the Personal Investment Authority.
On 10:89 and 10:53 a.m.
Listen, right, we're looking for a lad who can do his stuff. I've heard you're a bit tasty. No messing around or you get a slap. Remember, I'm the monkey and you're the cheese grater.
Tommy Boy, Human Zoo.
Thanks to everybody who sent in bits and pieces of audio, either on cassette or CD, mini disc. Talksport, PO Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ. Got Human Zoo at the top. Or you can email them. Line 2, good evening. That was a bit slick, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
You should have picked up a bit quicker on line 2.
Yeah, come on, line 2.
Come on.
Pick it up a little bit. That's it.
Hello?
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah.
Spit it out, man.
Trying to escape.
Oh.
I'd like to ask you not to shout like that. Well, it's like right in my ear, man. Well, it goes with the song.
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
but don't
hey.
holler in my ear,
Well,
man.
it's authentic
This is it.
calypso.
Yeah, but like you stand next to me, man.
Well, the shout go with the bongo drum.
Well, not my bongo drums, man. I mean, move away.
Well, I don't see why...
No. Stand over next to the guitar, man.
He sent me over here.
Yeah? Well, then sing soft, man. You know, I mean, like, wow. Okay? Yeah! Too loud, man. Yeah! That's better.
He's a day, oh. Daylight come and they want go home.
Yeah, man.
Who work all night and not drink of rum. Daylight come and they want go home. That banana till the morning come. Daylight come and they want go home. Let's take one,
Hold it, man.
Daylight
Too loud, man. Too loud. Hold it, man. My ears, like my ears. No, hold it, man. Too shrill, man. It's too piercing.
Well, I don't see...
Well, it's too piercing, man. It's too piercing.
Well, I got to the shout.
No, man, it's too piercing. Like, I don't dig loud noise.
Well, you ruined the whole
Piercing.
record, is what you do.
Yeah, well, tough. I'll take my bongos and go, man, because the whole thing is like bugging me anyhow.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I won't
No,
shout.
I'm tough, man. Like I didn't want to make this gig in the first place.
No, wait a minute. I'll be soft.
Yeah? Well, then back off of me, man. It's too piercing. Okay?
How's this?
Yeah!
Too loud, man.
Okay.
Too loud, man. I can still hear you. Would you mind leaving the room?
Okay.
Crazy.
Daylight come and me want go home. Daylight come and me want go home. Hey, beautiful man, some bright banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Hide the deadly black tarantula.
No, man, don't sing about spiders. I mean, like I don't dig spiders.
Well, that's how the song goes. He goes,
hide the deadly black tarantula. Daylight come and me want go home.
Is that it? Can I leave now?
Oh, not yet. We got a big finish.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
I locked myself out.
Crazy.
I come through the window.
Daylight come and me want go home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for that. Very good. This is an interesting email, sort of, from Jack Trellis in Birmingham. He's 25 to 30. So, Tommy, normally when... Do the accent now? Tommy, normally when I'm writing emails to complete strangers, I have the tendency to pick and...
That was like Fagin.
It disappeared. Fagin?
It turned into Fagin.
Oh, did Fagin then? Okay,
it was
fine.
in the style of Fagin.
Oliver! Tommy, normally when I'm writing emails to complete strangers, I have a tendency to pick and criticize, and generally slag down the presenter in question. But for some reason, I don't know if this is a compliment or not, I don't seem to have any particular criticism of you or your show, whatever it is. Keep it up. That was interesting.
Very interesting.
Because a lot of people do just like to feel the power of sending off
he didn't know what to do.
Vicious email.
Yeah.
I was cast as Fagin in the school production of Oliver Twist.
Ah, that's why it came so natural.
And then they wouldn't let me do it because my A-levels were impending.
And you perfected it.
Nobody who had their A-levels coming up could... In his life, one thing counts. In the bank, large amounts. Fantastic part, Fagin. Yeah.
The best part of the show, probably.
Best character ever.
Yeah.
Ron Moody. He could act. Whatever happened to him? He should have been in Star Trek. I always said that. He'd have been brilliant in Star Trek.
Ron Moody.
Was he in a Star Trek? I think he was in a episode of Star Trek.
I don't know.
Best English character actor ever. You know.
What about Alec Guinness?
Oh, no, I was going to say Alec Guinness. He's all right.
Yeah.
But he did Fagin as well, of course. You say that's the
Did
thing. He was Fagin in the original 1930s.
The real old
Oliver Twist.
Not 1930s.
Oh, it was. I think you'll find it was 1930 something. Oliver Twist, the original film, the movie. Yeah. And then it was Ron Moody in the musical.
Must have been early 40s.
Got to pick a pocket or two. Also, I tell you what I really loved was I'm a reviewing the situation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bad un and a bad un, I will say. Fantastic. Leslie Brookless wrote that. Great writer.
I thought it was, what's his name wrote it?
No, I think the lyrics were Leslie Brookless.
I thought it was,
I might be wrong.
It was the musical guy. You know, the guy he did Oliver.
Don Rogers?
He wrote Oliver.
A famous winger?
You know, the musical guy.
I can't remember. Charles Dickens. I don't know, I'm not with you here.
Yeah, in the 50s. 50s, he wrote Oliver. The musical. Lionel Bart.
Lionel Bart wrote the music. I think Lionel Bart wrote the music, but I think Leslie... I might be wrong, and I'll tell you who's listening and who knows, and that's Frank Carson. Because he rang me the other time and told me that Max Bygraves wasn't Jewish, because I implied that Max Bygraves might be Jewish.
No.
And he was straight on the phone to point out that Max Bygraves isn't Jewish, not that I said he was.
I've met Max.
You've met Max?
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
But it's funny being corrected on a fact of race by Frank Carson. I'm here to tell you that Max is not Jewish. He's not.
That's a cracker.
That's a cracker. He's not. 08704 2020. We digressed. You're tuned to the Human Zoo on Talksport. We take calls live, unscreened, and at random, and try to stay in tune with the way most people are feeling on a Sunday evening. A little bit bonkers. It's Monday in the morning. Line 5, you're on the Human Zoo.
A little bit bonkers. Monday in the morning. And try to stay Line 5, you're on the Human Zoo. A little bit bonkers. Monday in the morning. And try to stay Line 5, you're on the Human Zoo.
As you said before, Ash, delay's working.
Yeah, working nicely.
Line 6, good evening. Government?
Definitely. No doubt about it. You know, I thought for one day they may not be monitoring that. No,
Day off
that's stupid of me.
Thought they're all in Genoa.
Well, they've all come back now, haven't they? They've got their Rolexes.
Good evening, Line 1. You're on the Human Zoo.
But I've been forgotten, now, Joe. I've been married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been forgotten, now, Joe. I've been married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
What?
No idea.
Bison.
Fine by me. Here's Line 2.
Whack my bonobo. Oh, yeah. Whack my bonobo. Oh, come on, whack it, whack my bonobo.
Continue. No, I'm sorry. Not that I'm a prude.
What is a bonobo, man?
I have no idea.
I thought a bonobo was a type of monkey.
I'm stuck with a cutout, a full-size cutout of Anna Kournikova in a short dress in this studio. I have no idea why she's there, but I'm not objecting. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. I've done more than see it.
Ooh. It's still going on, Line 2. Thank you for that. Line 3. Have you danced with her then?
It was more of a prance than a dance.
Can you put on Tales of Mystery and Imagination, just very, very briefly, and I'll just dance a brief tango with Anna Kournikova.
Yeah, mate, yeah. And Tommy has picked up Anna, and he's beautifully sweeping her around the room, and she really looks like she's enjoying it. And she's laughing out loud. Yeah, you did well there. She was very happy about that.
You still got a smile on her face, hasn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah.
Where did it come from, the full-size cardboard cutout of Anna Kournikova in a short dress?
I think it's, what, isn't there a video or something?
Oh, yes, she's holding a video.
What is it?
It's her video, Basic Elements, My Complete Fitness Guide by Anna Kournikova.
That's probably why she sent it in, so you say you'll, refer to it. And it works, doesn't it?
It does. It
marketing.
catches your eye, doesn't it?
It does.
08704 2020 20. Line 3, good evening, you're live on the Human Zoo. And Line 4, good evening, Line 4.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello there.
Why can't sex just be enjoyed?
Because there's got to be a lot of pain.
I mean,
well, it can. It's happened to me.
In two other adults of the opposite sex engaging in gentle intercourse, that's not the whole story, is it?
It can be.
And what about...
First time I made love, we had never even had a conversation. I said, I don't know her name. I never will.
Let's not be hypocritical. Sexual activity often includes using the mouth and the anus.
Very rarely. Very, very rarely. In fact, never. No, never. Line 5. Good evening, you're live on the Human Zoo. Intriguing. Ah! The bongos again. Fantastic. Got us both nodding our heads, doesn't it, Ash?
Oh, yeah.
Chin going up and down.
Now, this is more like it.
Yeah.
If music was like this now, we'd be all right.
It would be better.
Be a better world.
What is it?
I've no idea.
Nor have I.
Sort of music you want to eat your breakfast to.
Yes. Thank you for that. The number is 08704 20 20 20, or you can email the Human Zoo by going to the website talksport.net. It's the Human Zoo. Charlie Wolf will be with you from 1. You're tuned to Talksport. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash, praise be, is here.
The Talksport Singles Connection is the easy, confidential way of finding your perfect partner. Register for free right now on 0870 243 6907.
At 10:53 a.m. Tommy Boyd on Talk Sport. Tommy Boyd. Why am I such a misfit? The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
When you grow up, life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. When you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. When you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up.
Tommy Boyd.
08704 20 20 20, or you can email the Human Zoo by going to website talksport.net. Have a little roam around. Fine website. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here. And you've only got an hour to wait, less than an hour to wait, before Charlie Wolf is with you with his own sort of transatlantic brand of wisdom. Yo, Charlie.
Yo! What it is?
Well, it was, man.
Words.
Reality. Evening, you're on the Human Zoo.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, Tommy.
Hi.
It was just to let you know about that music you were playing earlier. You wanted to know what it was called.
Which bit of music was that? We played several.
The sea shanty.
Just before the break there, to the news. A wee tune that you thought could be played during the breakfast.
Yeah.
It's called The Perfect Kiss by New Order.
Nice one. Thank you, mate.
It's on the best of. Just wanted to let you know.
Appreciate it.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Right, bye-bye.
Nice guy. Let's go to line 1. Hello, line 1.
A rendition of our favourite show, the theme tune to it. Here we go.
Heartbeat, why do you miss when my baby kisses me? Heartbeat, why does a love kiss stay in my memory?
Tom, hey! Nick, everybody, clap your hands. Reese.
Heartbeat, why does a love kiss stay in my memory? Heartbeat, why does it kiss when my baby kisses me?
Top work, lads.
Top work,
know when to finish. Top work. Know when to finish. That's good. Finish. Slam the phone down, or say that's it. Great. Nice.
Smash the phone.
Smash
like
the
phone. Who, if you really want to push the boat out.
Yeah, Ash is onto something there. Smash your phone. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo.
Hello, Tommy. You join us on the famous 15th. It looks like about 20, 25 feet. He steps up, looks around. One last little waggle. Clenches his buttocks like he's listening to My Ding-a-Ling on the Ed Stewpot show. The wind is blowing his pink flares back and forth. Backstroke. Let it go. Yes. Oh, no, you git. Never mind. What a knob.
One comment that did catch my attention yesterday, I think, was when Bob Bubka said something like,
Bob Bubka.
He said, and I was going along and I went through a tunnel and all I heard was, Jesper Barnevik has got about 25 feet. And I thought, okay, I'll have that image. Interesting.
Yeah, Bob Bubka.
Bob Bubka, Talksport.
Yeah.
Talksport, Bob Bubka. He's fantastic, isn't he? But I wonder what he looks like.
Hey, Tom. I bet he wears one of those big blue, what are they called?
I see him in a blazer.
No, blue,
Let me know when I'm on, Tom.
You are on, mate. You can join in.
But, you know, the blue,
Blue, polo neck.
life preservers.
Life preservers?
Yeah, you know that.
Waistcoat.
Waistcoat, but padded anorak-y waistcoat.
Padded waistcoat.
Padded anorak sort of
With,
waistcoat.
with pens in the pocket.
You know, what's it called? That
I
one
don't
where
know.
we go squeal like a pig.
I'm really getting lost here, Ash.
You know the film where we go squeal like a pig, boy?
Have you been drinking any of that stream of consciousness juice?
What's it called? It's called something like what's it called? With Burt Reynolds.
We'll come back to it. Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds is in it, man.
I can imagine him playing golf.
Tom.
Yeah, you're online for it.
How are you?
All right.
Good stuff. First of all, Tom, I've got, and I know this is a bad point to make on you, Mizzou, but I've got 2 points.
Oh, God.
I know. First of all, Tom, I think I owe you an apology. Well, it's nice to think I owe you an apology, actually. I got a friend who is an Arsenal fan and I support Warsaw Football Club, and I think we tended to start off the football scores thing. And we did it for a couple of weeks, and it seems to have been kind of hijacked by quite a lot of people. So, sorry for that. Second point...
You don't mean that. You're actually quite chuffed.
Well, I am, actually, yeah.
You can't fly anything by me, not even at 12 o'clock at night.
Second point is...
I'm very sharp.
I
specialise in people.
I've been meaning to talk to you because
I'm good at other things.
Well, I want to talk to you because I've just found out 2 weeks ago that I'm about to become a father. And
congratulations.
Well, yeah, but I'm a little bit worried about it. And, well, not worried about it, but concerned. I've got a few ideas, and I wanted to run them past you, my thinking, because I think you tend to be very good on these things.
I'll keep Ash up on this one, because he also can be a very wise man.
He can. Now, what I want to... I mean, I know it sounds... Whenever I say it, it sounds like the old roses round the door, everything will be fine, cobblers kind of comment, but I don't want my children ever to be called the kids, as we were, me and my brothers and sisters were, because I find we were raised very much as them and us. Sort of, we were the kids and they were the adults, and I don't want that to happen. I want them to be, obviously, sort of from 3 to 4 year old when they become start to develop their personalities. I want them to be sort of part of the house, as like, I don't want it to be bedtime because you go to bed earlier than us because you're the kids. I want it to be because, well, you're younger than us, and...
Just let them go to sleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
Put them to bed when you go to bed. That's
well, exactly,
Well,
yeah.
let them stay up, you know, and all night.
Well, like Tom said, fall asleep, say, on my knee or on the sofa, or, and then we'll carry them to bed. We'll all go to bed at the same time. And I don't want it to be like when they're 10, you do the washing up because you're the kids. I want it to be, well, we cooked, and we washed up yesterday, so you wash up now because we're a family and we work together. And I'm not being...
in bed with no supper if you don't.
Well, I'll never starve my kids because they've done something I don't agree with. I certainly will not deprive them of food for it.
From the sound of it, I don't suppose, and this is the case with my children, they never will do anything that you don't approve of.
Well, I hope not. I mean,
they won't.
I hope I'm going to totally understand and
you sound like
and guide them.
You're bang on course. All I'll say, you sound like you're bang on course, and welcome to the best and the worst of being a human being, which is fatherhood or parenting. The worst because it's terrifying.
It is. I mean, I'm just so worried that I'm going to get it wrong. I mean, people, and when I say about
all the best parents, all the best parents are the ones who are convinced that they're getting it wrong. The ones who think it's a piece of piss, and who can't see what all the fuss is about, they're the ones I am terrified.
I mean, I've spoke to my mum and she's talked about slapping and things like that, and I said I'm totally dead against that. There's no way.
No, of course not.
I respect her as a grandma, but there's no way my mum is going to hit my children, even if they do something direly wrong. It's not going to happen. They're not going to be physically beaten just because they happen to be younger than the person that's doing it. I will not do it myself, and I will not allow it. And I get accused of. I generally get the comment that I used before of, oh yeah, Rosie's round the door, we'll soon see in a few years' time.
Well, you stick to your plan.
Oh, I will. I mean, my children are not going to be physically beaten up just because they've done something I don't approve of.
I like what you're saying.
So,
I like what you're saying.
Well, I get it right.
Terrifying and knackering.
Yeah.
Knackering. Absolutely knackering.
I mean, I don't expect I'm going to get it right first time. I expect it. It's like walking, you know, when you're a kid and you try and walk along the curbstones and not fall onto the road. I expect that I'm going to fall off a couple of times, but I intend to get back on the curbstones and carry on walking, and I intend to try my hardest, but I really, really want to get it right.
Remember, as you will, because you're going to be great at this, I think, even though you'll have some terrible times when, you know, like I said, you're terrified, the first trip to the doctors, the coughing in the night, wondering whether you should phone an ambulance and all that. We all do it, you know. And absolutely knackering, because you won't get a decent full night's sleep quite the same now for about 15 years. And they'll always be your children. But remember, they were your idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't their idea to be here. It was your idea that they should be here. So your responsibility, which you obviously recognise, to try and give them the best possible start is absolutely wall to wall, from horizon to horizon. It's your idea.
I came on the Human Zoo on the Sunday, and I actually found out on the Monday, and I was absolutely blown away, just in the clouds, just didn't know what I was going to do, and I just so much wanted to talk to you on the Monday night, and of course that's the one night where I can't. By the time the weekend came, I was sort of up in the clouds a bit more, but sort of accepted it and didn't really want to talk.
When's it due?
28th of February.
And we've got a bit of a time to worry and
I've spent the day hoovering and cleaning but I don't.
All that nesting. Nesting it is.
Yeah. A lot of my friends laugh at me because I've always been the type to I always hoover and clean up and tidy around, and not that my wife doesn't, but just we do things together. We clean together, and a lot of people laugh at me for that. But I mean, that's my thing. That's what I do.
Well, congratulations. You'll be a great dad. You don't have to read anything. You don't have to give it too much thought. It sounds to me like your instincts are good enough to carry you through most of it. Have a mate there, though, when the baby's born.
Yeah.
I'll tell you for why.
Go on.
Because your wife will find it painful, even if it's like a 20-minute labour, which it won't be. Your wife will find it painful and a little bit worrying and frightening because of what's happening in her body. But your job will be to be strong and say, it's all right, you're doing fine. But inside, you'll be as petrified as she is, but you won't be able to show it, she will.
Yeah.
Now, of course, lots of women listening will say that, you know, how can I be saying this? It's easy for the men. You will actually find...
It's actually harder for the men.
Well, up to a point, because you've got to pretend you're fine.
Yeah.
You will, and you might get the odd nurse, because they sometimes do this, who'll say to you, as a bit of a joke, you know, look what she's going through because of you. You will get that. They do say that. It's happened to me. And what you'll do is you'll go out into the corridor and you'll feel like throwing up.
Yeah.
And then you've got to come back in again and go, all right, can I get you anything, you know, and be strong.
Yeah.
What you need is, it could be your dad if you think your dad can do it.
He can.
Or it could be a mate, a good mate.
Yeah.
Just somebody that you can go, oh, God Almighty. You won't say God Almighty. You'll say the F word several times. And they'll go, yeah, go on then, well, how's it going? And you'll be able to just offload a little bit of it on them.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you don't need any advice.
Well, sorry to raise such a serious point on the zoo, and thanks for your help, Tom, and love to you and your family.
And you.
And you. Take care, mate.
Love
Thank
to
you.
And
Bye.
your family, yeah. Because you see, I don't believe that you're born the day you come out. I believe you're born the moment you're conceived. That's what I've always believed, that. Don't know where that stands me in the
Really?
abortion
I mean,
debate.
even, like from 2 cells.
Don't know where that stands me in the abortion debate. Don't want to get in on any of that. But I came across this in it's a South American tribe. I think they're called the Quechuas in they live in the Amazon basin, and they believe that your birthday is the moment you're conceived, and that's what makes sense. So you're born aged 9 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, who says they're right?
Well, who says we're right?
Well, look at us.
Well, exactly.
And look at them.
They're very wise.
I mean, who's heard of the Quechuans?
The
Look
Quechuans.
at us, man. Look at us.
I know.
We've got shopping centres, lifts, cake. We've got, and what have they got? I've never heard of anything made by apart from ketchup.
If a child is born, you're right. They invented catsup.
Catsup.
Yes. If a child is born with Down syndrome, so Quechuas, then the other tribes get to hear about it, and they trek for days to come and witness this wondrous sight, because they regard children with Down syndrome as being a gift from God, because they have no complications, only love. And the Quechuas think that they're highly prized and cherished and very, very special.
There's other civilisations that are like that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Is that right? Very interesting. And now I'm looking at the cardboard cutout of Anna Kournikova all over again, and my mindset changes. It does, doesn't it? 08704 2020. You're tuned to Talksport on a Sunday evening. It's a thing called the Human Zoo. We let the phone ops and phone producers have the evening off, and we just let calls flood straight through to air so that people can say whatever is on their mind or in their breast. And on a Sunday evening, that's often a slightly angst-ridden shriek, because it's Monday in the morning. If that's how people feel, and they want to let that rip on the air, then that's the nature of the beast, the Human Zoo. 08704 2020. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash is here.
Over to the sink with kitchen power, across to the worktop, onto the hob. Beautiful cleaning action. Now he picks up the bath power, through to the shower. Look at those taps sparkle, it's amazing. Oh, the light scale's been sent off. That's the most effortless clean I've ever seen.
Shock, bath power and kitchen power. The amazing cleaners made from natural plant extracts are taking the nation by storm.
I used it on the taps and the steel sink, and they come up really sparkly.
Bath power and kitchen power remove lime scale, grime, grease, stains and soap scum with no hard work or your money back. Shock, bath power and kitchen power actually work. Available in leading supermarkets everywhere.
Wow, you look pleased with yourself. Yes, I've just given away everything I own. My house, my car, my shares. Are you mad? No, I've just made a will. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. Did you know that if you die without making a will, it could take a long time for your family to inherit your assets? Really? But didn't you have to get solicitors involved? Nope. I just used a CD-ROM called Click Your Will. Popped it into my PC, and in a matter of minutes I was dragging and dropping my assets onto whoever I wanted to give them to. Well, that all sounds very simple. It is. Of course, the great thing about Click Your Will is that I can change my mind as often as I like at no extra cost, which only leaves me one problem. What's that? What to leave you? Maybe my 70s disco ties or bell bottoms. Click Your Will. The will you write yourself. No solicitors, no paperwork, no hassle. It's dead simple. Click Your Will is fully Windows compatible and costs just $29.95 plus post and packing. Call 0870 07 81 451 for your copy now. Allow 10 days for delivery. 0870 07 81 451.
In and out and in and out and in and oh, in again. Right leg to the left leg off. Feel that burn.
Mike Dickin does current affairs because he can't do aerobics. Mike Dickin in the morning. Essential current affairs and conversation. This morning from 10 on Talksport.
Tommy Boyd, Human Zoo.
Great trail, the Mike Dickin trail.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You can see him in his green leotard.
You can.
Doing the steps. This is the sort of music that you want at about this time of night, isn't it?
It's exactly right.
Well, maybe, get some tea and crumpets together.
There's no big secret about radio. You just got to catch the moment. who's lurking behind line 6? Good evening, line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
I love somewhat.
And to line 1. Hello, line 1.
That's me, isn't it?
Yes.
Hi, I've got a piece of music I'd like to play you.
Fantastic.
It's called Silent Sea and Sky. It's by a band called the Chameleons.
Okay. Self-improvement, that music you get behind self-improvement tapes.
Hello and welcome to Self-Improvement Part 1.
I want you to imagine that you're in a beautiful place. A beach, perhaps. Or maybe a wood.
See the gulls.
Feel the warm breeze.
Skimming the sea.
As the sun rises over the ocean.
A robin redbreast nestles on your nasal passage.
As you notice the robin redbreast, so you go deeper, more relaxed. No, we can't do this. It's illegal to advise people on the radio. Go, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! That was close. Juggernauts veering off and slamming into the supports of flyovers.
Wake up.
Planes falling out of the sky.
You are normal. Sort of.
Dogs baying at a saucer-like moon. That's very pretty. Thank you for that. The Chameleons, that is.
Yeah.
It's what I often say about Tommy Cooper. He was the chameleon's chameleon. Line 2, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Little stream of consciousness there. Hello.
This is basic plugging or the Staunton lick. Hold down the chord of C. Pluck a fretted bass string with the thumb of the right hand. Then pluck the third, second and first strings all together with the first, second and third fingers of the right hand.
What is this again?
This is a lemon drilly.
Oh.
I don't know why they put this on. It's not like audio. Like it's funny or anything. It's
talking about
pleasant.
Chameleons. You know chameleons change their skin according to their environment by way of camouflage.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Well, taking that concept, it occurred to me that it would be possible soon to develop a suit which would render the wearer completely invisible.
Yeah, that is possible.
And it would work like this. If you made a suit from hundreds and thousands of tiny television cameras attached to slightly larger television screens. If you can imagine a television camera attached to a television screen, okay?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
But very small.
Yeah.
The size of a pinhead. The whole thing, right?
No, I think I see where you're coming from.
Now, the television camera is connected to a television screen on the other side of your suit. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So the television camera takes a picture of what's behind you.
Brilliant.
And puts it in front of you. All right?
Yeah.
And the television camera in front of you,
It's
that's on the
showing what's
front,
behind you.
right, is taking a picture of what's in front of you
Yeah.
and relaying the picture to the television camera, television set that's associated with it behind you. So that what people see, if they look at you from the back, is a complete set of television pictures which have to be coordinated. That's the tricky bit.
Yeah, but
Of what's in front of you.
They'd have to be very high resolution.
Well,
and they'd also have to be holographic. Because you don't look in 2 dimensions, do you?
Well, it's
what about when you go to the side?
It's all about how well, have you seen those little pictures that you get that are made up of lots of different images? There was one of Yoda, one of the characters in...
you mean those 3D things that make your mind go funny?
No, you get these pictures, and from a distance, they look to you to be a perfect picture of a person's face. So,
Oh, yeah, and then you
you
go
get
up,
up close to it,
Yeah.
and you see that it's all made out of words, or cutouts of newspaper pictures.
Or fish.
Or fish. And what happens is that your mind connects with your eye and gives you a perfect image that your mind has actually helped
created.
Yeah, your eye should see
Yeah.
a load of little fish or something, but it sees the image that's closest to what all those things put together give you.
Yeah.
And that's the way this suit would work. What do you think? What do you think?
It's not bad, but it still
What do you
wouldn't
think?
cure that problem that I just told you.
It would.
No. Because your mind's eye might do that, but at first it would see the outline, then the mind's eye would gradually develop like a Polaroid developing. That's how it does it,
would
isn't
be
it?
like computers. When computers were invented, you could play Pac-Man, you know? And
Pac-Man didn't do that.
No, but that...
Pac-Man went do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, whatever the game was, the table tennis game.
Oh, you mean ping?
Ping. Right. And then 10 years later, you know, you're playing not Carla Lane, the other one.
With Pong,
Lara
actually.
Croft. Why are they all named after West Indian cricketers?
I don't know.
Could have been anybody, couldn't it? She could have been, instead of Lara Croft, she could have been...
Ian Botham.
Well, he's not a West Indian.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's
He
what
acts
you
like
said.
one, in many
Well,
ways.
it could have been Viv Richards.
Well, I was going to say, she could have been...
Vivian Richards.
She could have been Vivian Holding, instead of Lara Croft.
I mean, why?
Why?
Why? Why?
Why?
Why, oh, why, oh, why?
Why, oh, why, oh, why? 3 cheers for the BBC. Line 4, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hello, Tommy.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Very well indeed. This is the alien.
I like your idea of an invisible suit.
You like the idea of the invisible suit. It was my idea, but you know, according to what I've heard recently, 60% of inventors are just like me.
That is very true.
Ah. So. Bongo. Pardon?
How have you been?
Very well, thank you. Bit loose on Thursday. What?
May I just say what an honour it is to be on such a prestigious show.
You sound like a time bandit now. But it is very good to be able to treat your voice and do it live.
Okay. Which quantum?
Fantastic for a man who's totally anaesthetized. Now listen to me. It's a living organism, pulsating with life, light in the center of the whole galaxy. Maybe even hundreds of galaxies, planets, stars, strange life forms.
Can't really understand it. It's good stuff.
Very good.
It's like gourmet coffee.
Yes.
Without the cream.
Yes. And there are words in there. Rendezvous. I love rendezvous as a word.
Rendezvous, yeah.
And organism.
Oh.
is a lovely word. Because it's so resonant.
Microorganism.
Microorganism, absolutely. Microorgasm.
Microorganism.
Fantastic.
Microorganism, yeah.
Line 5, good evening, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Mark Pimbley has emailed from New York, aged 25 to 30.
What does he want, man?
So I don't know if you remember me, but I used to work in the sales team.
Oh.
Just letting you...
Yes.
Yeah, just letting...
Short-haired guy.
Right. Just letting you know that we are receiving the Human Zoo loud and clear in Manhattan.
Ugh, it's my kind of town.
The Bronx is up and the Battery's down. The people ride through a hole in the ground. New York, was
it Leo Sayer, was it?
No, is it Manhattan? No, I think it's New York, New York.
So good, they named it twice.
Yes. Who was that? Candy Staton.
Was there?
I'm a star in New York, I'm a star in LA.
Are you?
We're drifting now.
Oh, the internet, you know.
Well, somebody's listening in Manhattan. I don't know whether that makes us a star.
We've got thousands of listeners in Manhattan, for God's sake.
I wonder. Let's go to line 1. Line 1, good evening. You're live on the Human Zoo.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, I like those shorts. Why don't you buy them? Well, I'm a bit worried about my finances. Why don't you call Ring for a Debt?
All right, steady, thank you. And line 2. Good evening, you're on the Human Zoo.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm an old man, and I've just managed to scramble over to the telephone to talk to you.
Well done. Ooh.
I know something. You've just got to know.
What's happening? Now what?
Goodbye, Tommy.
No, don't go.
Goodbye.
Oh. Oh, well, never mind.
I can see the little fingers like pipe cleaners around the receiver.
Poor old man.
I went in a pub at lunchtime to watch a little bit of the golf. And it was a boxing pub.
Oh, you mean you could fight in there?
No. There was just pictures of boxers from the 30s and 40s all round the place. And everybody looked like they knew a bit about boxing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Except that everybody was about 80. But they were fantastic. They were all sprightly and chirpy, with full heads of hair. It was really quite eerie. And everybody was well dressed in the way that sometimes old people do on a Sunday lunchtime if they go to the pub. Do you know what I mean?
The Sunday best.
Put a tie on.
And
they were dapper and sprightly.
Why?
And everybody would speak to everybody.
Why?
And although I was a complete stranger, I'd never been there before, as people came past me on their way, say, to the loo, they would stop and talk. Hello, how are you? Haven't seen you in here before. And they would make, it was great. Why was I thinking that? Well, because they were all elderly and ashen-faced and sunken-cheeked, but bright-eyed and chirpy and so sprightly.
Did they have clean hair?
Largely, yes. Is that a factor?
Yeah, I think it is.
Go on.
Well, I've just got this theory that, you know, a sprightly old person normally has clean hair.
Yes, as opposed to
a
fly-away,
dirty hair, you know,
grubby
person that's had enough of life.
Cow's lick.
Cow's lip.
Interesting. Thank you for that. Let's go to line 5. Good evening, line 5. You're on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
I think Mr. Platt is a dick.
I think he's a David.
He's a David dick.
No, he's a David Platt.
I'm very glad he's left Nottingham Forest. And pretty soon, I think we'll be getting Stuart Pearce. And I'd just like to say, Nottingham Forest 1, Derby, Crappy County.
Okay, thank you. And to line 6. Good evening, line 6.
Government.
Oh, it's the government.
Government, will you just leave me alone?
It's the second time the government's come up on line 6.
You know.
Interesting.
Yeah, get off.
Slightly interesting.
Get out of it.
Get out of it. Get out of our hair. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Line 1, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hello.
Hello, I was listening earlier. You came up with a great idea for an invisible suit.
Yes, it is a good idea, isn't it?
I like it, but I was come up with one for myself just for the internet. Everybody's got an idea for the internet, right?
Yeah.
It's not to make any money, so I don't mind giving it out to people, right?
Right.
My spelling isn't 100% perfect, and it picks it up. You have to be perfect on a lot of these search engines. So somebody should invent a search engine, seriously, for dyslexic people. Now, what do you think? It's a good idea.
Well, it would be a good idea if, and I'm an expert on dyslexia, as you know.
Right, but
if the symptoms of dyslexia were consistent, but they vary enormously from sufferer to sufferer.
Yes,
so one dyslexic person might spell elephant.
One way.
ELEPAHNAT, and another person might spell it ANT.
Well, then voice recognition, that you could speak into a mic and it'd pick up what you're saying.
But it's a marvellous idea, and as you know, 60% of inventors are like you.
Never get it off the drawing board.
No. 08704.
Never even get a drawing board.
No, I've never had a drawing. I love a drawing board.
Yeah.
I went round a bloke's house once and he had a drawing board.
Really?
He was an architect. I really envied him. It looked out over a field. It was a bloody great thing. You could have landed a plane on it.
Oh, wonderful.
And they had one of those T-squares. Yeah, on ball bearings.
Across
Fantastic.
as well.
And you know, you didn't, it was counterbalanced
You didn't
somehow.
touch it.
You touch it and it flew up.
Beautiful. And you had the sideways one.
And a T-square and a set square on it.
I'd love one of them.
And it was backlit.
No.
It must have cost him thousands.
What, you mean it lights through the paper?
Thousands. And it was shaped like Anna Kournikova. That was the other bit.
Oh, man. Like a Bang & Olufsen sort of,
absolute naked
drawing board.
Yeah, anyway. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. And I've always wanted some decent kitchen stools, like you see in Sunday colour supplement magazines. You know, those incredible ones with, you know, real works of art. And you can imagine yourself sitting at them in the morning and having mushrooms on toast and freshly squeezed orange juice, instead of grabbing the last bit of bread that's left in the bread bin. And
what about a backlit cheese board?
Fantastic idea. Still not as good as my invisible suit, though.
No.
That is how it will happen. That's how they do it in Predator.
Yes, and that would back my theory up. That you see, because you do see an outline, and you do see a little bit.
That is, that in Predator...
That's the television sides of it, the edges of the television.
Predator's invisibility is that he is wearing, I believe, although, you know, they don't give it the detail, but he's wearing an invisible suit that is exactly that principle.
That will be able to happen when we get to nanotechnology.
Well, you can get cameras that small nowadays because they insert cameras into people. That small.
Yeah, but the
I've had a
technology.
camera.
Yeah, but the technology on the other side.
I've had a camera inserted into a part of me. The least attractive, the least hospitable part of me has had a camera inserted into it for a quick check.
But that wasn't one of the small ones. That was just a normal one.
Oh no, it was a small one. It had to be a small one. It was a small one. It still felt big.
How many? Was there like camera 1 and camera 2?
Do you know? No, it was just the one camera. There wasn't a sound crew.
You have to look at the red light.
Props man. And a van. We bought a van. Can we get quite close to those things?
Floor manager.
No, but and it was a camera which also had to be lit. So
there's a torch up there.
Yes. Yeah. Down there.
Yeah, but it's going up.
What I'm saying is the technology exists, and if we ever get an invisible suit, I think that's how it will work.
It's brilliant.
Little cameras on the front of you and TV screens, all connected by a computer, so that the computer can detect which TV screen should be showing which picture, and then they all link up, and you disappear.
That's brilliant.
Charlie Wolf will be with you from 1 o'clock.
Brilliant, man.
It's not bad, is it?
Brilliant. As Jimmy Cranky would say,
people like me.
Fan Debbie Dozy.
It's a human zoo.
All right, son. We know you done it. Lime scale, grease, grime and stains. The problem of your type is you're scum. Soap scum. Well, you're nicked. Shock, bath power and kitchen power, the amazing cleaners with no bleach, no chlorine and no ammonia, made from natural plant extracts, are taking the nation by storm.
I liked it. It not only looks clean, but it feels clean. It's just fantastic stuff.
Bath power and kitchen power remove limescale, grime, grease, stains and soap scum with no hard work or your money back. Shock, bath power and kitchen power actually work. Available in leading supermarkets everywhere.
Ask yourself, what music reflects your mood? This, or maybe this. However you're feeling, here's a collection of music to reflect your every mood. It's called quite simply Moods. 64 mood-enhancing tracks to soothe you, to relax you, to put you in the mood for whatever. Moods is all yours on 4 CDs for $29.99 plus $2.50 post and packing. Delivered to your door within 14 days and your money back if you're not completely satisfied. You won't find Moods in any shop. Only by calling 08705 445566. In the mood yet? 08705 445566.
On 1089 and 10:53 a.m. Talksport.
My name is My name is Talksport. My name is Talksport.
The power of the dark side. I have you now. Don't make me destroy you. Impressive. I find your master faith disturbing. Indeed, you are powerful. The Emperor has seen.
My name is Talksport. My name is Talksport.
Shiva whispered, it is pointless to resist, my son.
I know this is good in you.
Your skills are complete. He will join us or die, master.
Yeah, a quick thank you to people who have emailed MP3 pieces of audio to talksport.net. What you do if you've got a piece you'd like to send in, and if it's an original piece that you've made yourself or done yourself, then all the better. But if it's just some strange thing that you've lifted from somewhere else, well, you can send it in anyway, by all means, and we'll see where it fits in the human zoo. If you want to do that, if you send an email to Talksport, go to the website talksport.net, and then you go to the presenters gallery and click on the picture of Tommy Boyd. That'll give you an email form. Send me an email, asking for details of how to MP3, because you can't send an attachment direct to Talksport, simply because they get so many emails. It would take ages and ages and ages if loads of people were sending various attachments. So you can only email a text message to Talksport. If you want to be able to send an attachment, which you'll have to do if you're going to MP3 a piece of audio, you need to just send me an email saying, how can I do that? I will then send you an email back with the email address that you can use to send an attachment of an MP3 piece of audio, okay? If you want to send in a CD or a mini disc or a cassette, then you need to put it in the post, and it goes to the Human Zoo, Talksport, P.O. Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ. Let's go to line 1 and see who's there. Hello, line 1, you're on the Human Zoo on Talksport.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires can come to you.
Thank you. That was very nice. Here's line 2. Good evening, line 2.
Cornish pasty, anyone? Steve Flack for president.
Vegetarian Cornish pasties. Line 3, you're on the Human Zoo on Talksport.
Let's start from the very beginning. Hello?
A very good place to start.
When you read, you begin with ABC. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi.
Do, Re, Mi.
The first 3 letters just happen to be Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do.
Let's see if we can make it a little easier. Oh, God. Thank God for that. We don't want to betray that we know any of the tunes from Sound of Music at all. Although, it's thanks to the Sound of Music that I have a strapping, fine, 14-year-old man of a son called Jack. We got back from the pub one Sunday lunchtime, and there was nothing on except the Sound of Music. So he had a doze. So thank you, Julie Andrews. 08704, isn't life strange, eh? If the Sound of Music hadn't been on, if it had been something fantastic like, you know, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance or Tara's Bulba, great movie that with Yul Brynner, then we wouldn't have had a doze. And would my son Jack have been a different person? He'd have been in a different body if he'd been born like 2 weeks later, because we'd made love 2 weeks later. But would it have been Jack? You wonder about things like that when you become a dad.
It wouldn't have been, no.
You were halfway, you were out of the room when I started.
Yeah, I can hear what
you know what I'm saying? He'd have been a different bloke.
Yeah, different. Could have been a girl, right?
See, life's so strange. It's such a like I say, if Sound of Music hadn't been on that Sunday afternoon, Jane and I came back from the pub, we'd have stayed and watched the movie, because that was our plan anyway. Let's go home, dinner's in the oven, we'll see what's on the telly. And it was Sound of Music, so we went, oh, God. So we were to bed. And Jack was born.
I mean, you might have had, like, Bob or Trevor.
Well, I was still called the lad Jack.
Would you have done?
Yes,
You
it's
don't
funny
know
that. Well, it's funny that because people say that you often give children names which have a sort of significance that you're not aware of yourself. And I said, no, don't be so worried. They said, well, you're in broadcasting. I bet you call your son Mike. No way. So what did I call him?
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't know, do you? You don't know.
It's funny.
Isn't it?
Funny, isn't it?
You're right. You're gazing into
well, now
the
it's made me faint. That
you're gazing into the middle distance there. Thanks for that last stack of emails. Huge stack of emails. Oh God, fantastic. Hundreds of them. We have line 4. Good evening, line 4. You're on the Human Zoo.
I got a bad attitude, man. I don't have a bad attitude. I got a great attitude. I just got a classic face that I don't know what's wrong with my face, but people I don't even know walk up to me out of the blue and go, "What's wrong?" Nothing. Well, it takes more energy to frown than it does to smile. Yeah, you know, it takes more energy to point that out than it does to leave me alone.
Thank you for that. Ian Holmes has emailed from Solihull, I've got in front of me. just fanning through the emails. It's great fun. He's 25 to 30 years of age. He says, Tommy, I've only recently tuned into your show and I'm a bit bewildered. Can you tell me exactly what the motivation for the human zoo actually is? Well, in a nutshell...
There is no motivation.
No, no motivation. In a nutshell, several months ago, we thought it would be a good idea to just let calls come to air, because some people get put off the idea of contributing to the phone-in program because they know that they're going to be spoken to by somebody who is going to make judgments about what they want to say. So we thought, for added democracy, we'd just say, well, you come through and you're on the air. And initially, people made the contributions that you might expect, like I'd like to comment on that item in tonight's news, you know. But then gradually people, because it happens on a Sunday night, this is the reason, and because people are generally a little bit angry and frustrated on a Sunday night because the weekend's over and Monday speaks to them and reeks to them of imposition and drudge. The human zoo just became a sort of strange bunch of expressions of just strangeness. So it hasn't motivation, really. And people who call the show get to do whatever they want to do. So you can't tell anything about the show. You can tell stuff about the kind of people who phone in, who are not necessarily representative of a particular slice of humanity, but they're doing what they want to do. And if other people want to do something different, then they can. But generally they don't. So you can draw whatever conclusions you want to from it, depending on how intelligent you are, I would guess, Ian.
It's what you make it, you know.
Possibly a reasonable answer to the question.
It's what they make it.
Yes. 08704 2020 is the number. Charlie Wolf will be with you in about 5 minutes. Great show, Ash.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you around, but I'll see you next week, if not before. Yeah. Line 3, you're on.
Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why. I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays.
Because you want to chew.
I don't like Mondays.
The whole day down. That's why.
Thank you for that.
Silicon chip and cider head.
Let's go to line 4. Hey, line 4, you're on.
Hello, Tommy.
Yeah.
Hello. I used to listen to you quite a while ago when you were on in the afternoons. I'm sure it was you that said once that World War II, I think, could have been prevented with a pair of scissors. Is that right? Was it you that said that? Or does that sound like nonsense to you?
I can't remember saying that.
Right, well, I'm pretty sure it was you, but never mind. Anyway, I thought you remember it.
What if it was?
What do you mean? What if it was, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
How did the person who said this say that World War II could have been prevented with a pair of scissors?
I had no idea, but I thought it was you that said it. But I was just going to ask you to explain it because I couldn't remember.
Well, you see, it's funny how things like that happen. Donkeys years ago, I speculated, ironically, that Bob Holness played saxophone on Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street. And 10 years later, it turned out everybody in the world believed it. It was one of those urban myth things.
Even Bob Holness.
Especially Bob Holness.
Because he thought he just had such a good time he couldn't remember.
Anyway, I've obviously got that wrong.
No. I just hope that there are lots more people like you who quietly believe that World War II could have been prevented.
No, I don't believe it. It's just that I was very interested by it. I didn't actually hear you say it. Someone else told me.
It could be true anyway, couldn't it?
But that's how these urban myths start.
Well, maybe. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Can I just ask you a difficult question?
Okay.
Actually, the question's quite easy, but whether you can answer it, I don't know. Is it possible to hate someone that you don't care about?
I guess.
You guess what?
I guess it is.
Alright.
Depending on who you are. I don't have a...
Yeah, I know it's non-specific, but...
I don't have a capacity for hate, but I know plenty of people who have a capacity to hate everybody, almost. I do know people like that, who love to hate. Oh, yeah.
But is it possible to care about a Care Bear?
Yes.
To not care?
I'll tell you what would work well, somewhere like Channel 4, would be the Hate Bears.
Yeah, that would be the new thing and everyone would watch it.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Did you see the Hate Bears today?
Viciously ripping each other to shreds and tearing each other's stuffing out and stuff.
And there's a horse just come in the studio. I know. It's Charlie.
Charlie, good evening. Have you got a fantastic
with the sound of music. Actually, I really enjoyed the fact that, hold on, I can't hear me yet. There we go. I really enjoyed the person who read the Deo piece about an hour ago.
Yes.
Oh, man. Who did that originally? I can't remember now.
Bill Cosby.
Was it Cosby? It was Cosby, wasn't it?
I think it might have been.
Was it Cosby?
I can't be certain.
No, man.
Well, we were saying, see, that suits Ash down to the ground, doesn't it? Because he does the...
He looks like Bill Cosby.
Too loud, man.
It's too loud, man.
It's too loud.
Hey. Too loud. Oh, room to another room, man.
I came in the window.
Cool, man. It's like, remember his bit about Noah.
Hey?
Remember his Noah bit?
No.
Oh, he told the story of Noah.
Did he?
Noah.
Bill Cosby?
Yeah. Oh, classic. Early Cos.
What was he doing in that tennis show with Robert Wagner? What was he doing in that? I Spy rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got to make one bum TV series.
He was cool. He was cool. My favorite is when you see Leonard Nimoy in Man from
Leonard Nimoy.
In Man from U.N.C.L.E., wasn't it? Mission Impossible.
No. Before that, he was in an episode of The Virginian.
I
saw it. He played a cowboy in The Virginian.
But I still love watching. I still see Mission Impossible, and I forget who the woman is, who's a babe, but, he played Paris.
I'm not, how Mission Impossible stayed on the air for all those years?
Yeah.
Well, at the beginning, he'd go through the book and he'd choose some people and not some others to be on the team for that mission. Do you know?
No, I didn't know.
Very quickly.
Okay.
Very quickly. He'd get the mission, right?
Hello,
and the cassette would then burn up.
Yep.
Then
it was reel to reel to be.
Yeah.
Bad quality equipment.
Every
week he'd have the same problem. Rubbish, Japanese rubbish.
And then he'd go to a book, and he'd open the book, and there'd be a picture of a spy.
Yeah.
And he'd go, yes, I'll have him. Then he'd turn the page, and there'd be another spy, and he'd go, no. And another spy, and he'd go, no. You see, and then he'd pick his 4 people to go on that mission from the book. But each week, he'd reject several pictures.
Oh, okay.
Several spies. Do you not remember that bit?
No, I always thought it was always the same team. It was Nimoy, there was the babe, whose name was Leanne Warren or something like that, or Anne, whatever her name was.
This was the dodge, right? The company that sponsored Mission Impossible, okay, it was some drugs firm in the States, all right? And the people who were in the book, who never got used for an episode, right, were the wife and the uncles and the children of the chief executive of the pharmaceutical company.
Some kind of
3 years. After about 3 years, they thought, we'll pull the plug on this. We're not shelling out another $750,000 to run another episode, a series of Mission Impossible. But of course, the family all went, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
We're on the box. That's good. Charlie Wolf, he's your man. It's just past 1 o'clock. Get tuned to Talksport.
I could never stop worrying. I had so many loans, debts, monthly bills, payments for this, payments for that, but some of my friends never seem to worry about money at all.